Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Deku became the shadowed hero part 1. If you guys enjoy this what if and want to see part 2, comment down below and let me know before I start. Please do support for more awesome content and leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also share this video with your friends and check out the description in my playlist. The author of the story, 𝗬𝗧𝗵𝗲 from fanfiction. So let's start the video. Origins Part 1. This story starts on a night in Japan, more specifically in Mizudofu. It's a slightly raining day and we can see a green-haired woman about 27 years. Her name is Inko Midoriya, holding her newborn Izuku Midoriya. But what is she doing here? Well, right now she is heading to an orphanage to leave her son to have better life. You see, 𝗧𝗵𝗲 her only kid. On the day that Izuku was born, Inko had twins, a boy Izuku and a girl Izumi. Usually, a mother would be happy about that, and she was, but there was a problem. Her husband, 𝗧𝗏𝗄𝐴 Midoriya, who's working in America, doesn't send her enough money to take care of 2 babies, so she had to take a hard choice. She decided to keep Izumi and give her son Izuku in adoption. So here we are at the orphan new life. She tried her best to avoid crying, but she didn't. To have another choice, she must leave Izuku here, so he can have a better life than the one she could give him. I am so sorry, 𝗧𝗏𝗄𝐴, I really am, but this is the best for you. I can't give both of you a good life, so I hope you can forgive me one day. Goodbye, my baby. With those final words, leaves the orphanage, and without looking back, she disappears on the distance. 4 years later. Oni-san. Oni-san. Where are you? Said a little kid searching for someone. This kid has green hair and eyes, with 4 freckles on each cheek and a plain face. He is wearing a kid's black tuxedo suit. This is, indeed, Izuku Midoriya. Well, not anymore. His name is now Yamikumo Riverdale. Just a few months after being in the orphanage, he was adopted by a rich family, the Riverdale. They are cool and nice, so he loved his life right now. Hey there, Yami. Searching for me? Said a voice. That voice was his brother-S, a 15-year-old boy with short red hair and red eyes, wearing a red shirt and black jeans and red shoes. His name is Zachary Riverdale, or just Zach. Yes. You said that you would help me with my books. Said Yamikumo with a pout. Oh, come on, Yami, I know you are really smart and love your books, but come on, you need to play as a kid for a bit. Said Zach to his little brother with a big grin on his face. I would play, but you only want to play heroes. I like to play something different. Answered Yamikumo with a small frown. That was half the truth. Yamikumo enjoyed playing with his older brother, but he preferred to read and learn new things every day. He is really smart for a 4-year-old kid. He actually knows that he is adopted and is okay with that. He likes his parents, but most important, he loves his older brother. He would never admit that and sees him as an inspiration. Well, I'm going to be a hero one day, so it's only logical that I only play heroes. The UA entrance exam is near, so I have to train, and the best way to train to be a hero is to play heroes. Said Zach with an even bigger, if that's possible, smile on his face. I swear that sometimes you are more childish than me. Fine, I can play heroes with you, said Yamikumo with a slight smile. Speaking of heroes, has your quirk awakened? Asked Zach. No, not yet, but that's okay, I just turned 4 a few months ago and I don't want to be a hero anyway, answered Yamikumo with a neutral face. Come on, didn't you wanted to play? The rest of the day passed normally. Yamikumo lived on a big mansion with his brother and parents, but something weird about his parents is that they're always in the phone talking about some business. He never asks about that. It's obviously about work, so he never asks. It's nighttime. As any normal night for Yamikumo, he is sleeping, but something is different, and he is about to find out. Hey, Yami, wake up. Come on, wake up. After hearing that, he snaps his eyes open and sees his brother with a worried face. Good, you are awake. Come on, we have to go. While he tries to ask. Zach interrupts him before he can say anything. No time to explain, we have to go before they notice. Don't worry, everything will be okay. Just trust me. Fine. But you better explain everything to me later, said Yamikumo. Both brothers go to the exit of the mansion, but before they can leave, they hear someone. And where do you think you're going, young boys? Said a voice. They quickly turn around. It was their mother, Margaret Riverdale. She was quite angry. Shit, she found out. Zach was terrified at that moment. You know what time is it? Go back to bed. No. Yamikumo was confused, but before he can do anything aloud enough. 𝗧𝗵𝗲 heard. It was his brother, and he was angry, terrified but angry. No. Do you think I don't know? What do you want to do with us? I already called the heroes and police, so you can't do anything to stop us from leaving this damned place, screams 𝗧𝗏. 𝗧𝗏, are you crazy? What's going on? Yamikumo. They are planning to sell us. When I woke up for a glass of water, I heard our parents talking to someone about selling us as lab rats for some kind of league or something, 𝗧𝗏. After hearing this, Yamikumo was shocked, and with fear he just asks, "Is that true?" It looks like our plans were revealed, but that doesn't change anything. You're going to make us rich. And with that, Margaret was in front of them, but this time her hand had 5 razor-sharp claws in it. Margaret Riverdale. Quirk, razor claws. She can turn her nails into razor-sharp claws made of metal and can cut almost anything. Run! Screamed 𝗧𝗏, and just before Margaret could hurt them, he stopped the attack with his arm turned into stone. His quirk was on. 𝗧𝗏 Riverdale. Quirk, matter absorb transform. He can absorb any type of solid matter he can touch, then he can use that to transform his body into that type of matter, but right now he only can transform his arms and legs. Oni-san. Yamikumo. Don't stay there. Run. Screamed 𝗧𝗏, meanwhile trying to block Margaret attacks. Yamikumo starts running towards the exit, but before he can get there, the wall beside him breaks. Where do you think you're going, young man? It was his father, but he was looking strange. Joshua Riverdale. Quirk, Minotaur. He can transform his upper body into a bull. He becomes stronger and faster, but also less smart. Must be his quirk. Damn it, Yamikumo. Yami. Hang on, I'll save you. Screamed 𝗧𝗏. He manages to hit Margaret on her face and stun her for a moment. Then he proceeds into the aid of his little brother. I'll do anything to protect him, 𝗎. He manages to block another charge from Joshua, and Yamikumo starts running to the exit, but something happened before he can escape. In a second, Margaret appears in front of Yamikumo and slashes him on the face with her claws. No. 𝗧𝗏 screamed in fear. He proceeds to check on his little brother. He is alive, but the cut went directly to his right eye. He has lost it. Don't worry, you'll be okay, I promise. 𝗧𝗏 proceeds to take his brother and run the faster he can while being persecuted by Joshua and Margaret. 𝗧𝗏 manages to lose them and find a safe place to wait until the police arrives. In that moment, Yamikumo wakes up. 𝗧𝗏, what happened? Why my face hurts? Oh, Yamikumo. I'm sorry, Yami, this is all my fault. I tried to escape with you, but I just ruined it. 𝗧𝗏. Back there you were amazing, you were a hero. You are a hero, my hero. You tried to save me from them, and you are protecting me. I have no doubt that when we get out of here you will be the best hero. Even better than All Might. Yamikumo said, ignoring the pain. 𝗧𝗏 smiled. He was really proud of his little brother. Thank you, I really needed that. I think we are safe here, so now we wait and... He didn't finish because 5 long claws pierced his chest. 𝗧𝗏 knew. Haha, you really thought that you could escape from us. It was Margaret. She proceeds to throw 𝗧𝗏's body away. Now, Yami, be a good kid and stop resisting, demanded Margaret. Yamikumo didn't do anything. He just stares at 𝗧𝗏's body. I see you don't want to cooperate, fine by me. Our buyers only need your bodies, so it doesn't matter if I kill both of you here, said Margaret as she prepares her final attack to Yamikumo. No, it's the only thing Yamikumo says, and before Margaret's attack lands on him, a giant flare emerges from Yamikumo's body, burning Margaret's hand. What? Margaret screams on pain while holding her burned hand. On the floor, a completely weak 𝗧𝗏 is watching. His quirk awakened. Fire her? Cool. It's the last thing he thinks before passing out. You killed him, Yamikumo says darkly. The fire starts growing. What are you doing? Asks Margaret in fear. They can't get near, they'll get burned, and they can't escape, everything is burning. You killed him. Yamikumo screams. The fire starts to back away. Stop, /no. Joshua and Margaret scream. You killed him. A final scream from Yamikumo is heard, and then a big fire explosion happens, and then black, just black. A few hours later, Yamikumo wakes up. He's in a white room, in a white bed. I'm in a hospital, he realizes. I see you are awake, kid. Yamikumo turned into the voice. It's a police officer or something similar. My name is 𝗧𝗏 𝗔𝗨𝗧𝗏, and I need you to tell me what happened back there. Yamikumo starts to explain exactly what happened, and by the time he ends, half an hour passed. Thanks for the information, kid, and sorry for the rude introduction. I needed the information to confirm everything. Do you have any questions? 𝗬𝗧𝗏𝗏. Yes, just one. Where's my brother? Where is Zack? A few seconds of silence passed when finally, 𝗧𝗏𝗏 decided to tell him. I'm sorry, kid, he didn't make it. We barely made it to the hospital at time, but by the time the doctors tried to save him, it was too late for him. I'm really sorry. Those words fell like a bucket of cold water thrown at him. He didn't say anything for some seconds. Then he just cried for minutes. He put his hands on his eyes and wait, eyes? Why do I have both eyes? Didn't I lose one? Oh, Yamikumo. 𝗧𝗏𝗏 answers, well, you see. Flashback. Hospital emergency room. He won't make it, doctor. Nurse 1. There must be something we can do. Doctor. I am sorry, but even the healing quirks aren't working. Nurse. I'm gonna die, aren't I? Zack with barely enough strength. Young man, please try not to, tried to say the doctor. I'm gonna die, aren't I? Zack repeats. Yes. I'm sorry. Doctor. Don't worry. You surely tried your best. Please do me a favor. My brother cough. He lost his right eye. Can you replace it with mine? That way he will recover his sight. And I can be with him forever and watch him. That were his last words. Zack was dead. Sure, that was the only answer the doctor said. Flashback end. And that's what happened. At the end he still cared about you, even in his last seconds of life. 𝗧𝗏𝗏 said. I'll leave you, kid. I think you'll need some time alone. After 𝗧𝗏𝗏 leaves, Yamikumo is alone with his thoughts. Oni-san. After that, this day was known as the Riverdale incident. A few days later. A few days had passed and Yamikumo is back at the orphanage, the same orphanage he was before being adopted, before knowing his brother. Since he come back, he was always alone. He didn't want to be with anyone but his thoughts. He doesn't want to be there, he wants to honor his brother's dream. He will become a hero, he owes that to him. He has a part of him, and he will honor his brother and fulfill his dream. But he can't do it here, he has to get out of the orphanage, but not by him being adopted. He doesn't want to repeat the Riverdale incident. He has made his mind. That night Yamikumo Riverdale, or from now on only Yamikumo, escaped the orphanage and disappeared with only one goal. To become a hero. No matter what's the cost, he will become a hero. Origins Part 2. It's been a few weeks after the Riverdale incident and Yamikumo escaping from the orphanage. It was a cold night like all past nights. Yamikumo was now wearing a black sweater with a dark green t-shirt inside, black pants, and black shoes. He is green-haired, and his left eye is also green. He also has 4 freckles on his left cheek. He now has 3 claw-shaped scars that start from his right cheek to the right side of his forehead, passing through his right eye, which is now red. It's getting cold. I must find a place to stay the night and eat. Also, I need to find a way to get money. I barely have enough for a few days. I can't steal it, heroes don't steal. Yamikumo had some money remaining from the Riverdales. They gave him some money for his 4th birthday, but it started to run out. He wonders how the money survived burning from his quirk. Right, his quirk, he doesn't know much about it. He only used it once and passed out. The only thing he knows is that his quirk is a fire-type quirk. Maybe like Endeavor's. Is Endeavor his real parent? Wait, his real family. I never thought about them. Who are them? Are they still alive? Why did they leave me? I could go back to the orphanage to search, but that means to stay there, and I don't want that. I won't jump to any conclusions. They must have a reason to leave me at the orphanage. I'll find a way to get to them and ask their reasons. But right now, I have to focus on my survival. Yamikumo sits on an alley dumpster and start thinking about what he needs right now. First, I need a place to stay and eat. Then I need a way to gain some money. Maybe a job. But what kind of job would hire a 4-year-old kid? I'll search some other way. Finally, I'll need a place to train my body and quirk. If I want to be a hero, I need to train. Lost in his thoughts, he didn't notice 3 persons getting near to him. Hey there, kid, are you lost? How about you give us that nice backpack you have, and we leave you alone? Said the first guy, pulling out a razor. Why should I do that? I don't fear you, answered Yamikumo. Look at that, we have a brave one. Okay, kid, you asked for this. After this, the first guy launched himself against Yamikumo and tried to cut him. Watching this, Yamikumo barely avoided the attack, resulting in him getting a small cut in his right cheek. Trying to counterattack, he activates his quirk by reflex, but he still couldn't control it very well, so the flames weren't too big. Nice quirk you have there, kid, but it seems that you can't summon big flames. You're pathetic. Yamikumo attacked him with a small fireball, but it was easily avoided. This is where the other two guys join in. The three guys started to beat Yamikumo on the floor. He was trying. Punches and kicks were shoot at him. Not so though right now, huh? Leave me alone. Yamikumo shouted, and in response his fire started to grow in an instant. Shit. The kid got mad. Grab his backpack and let's go. The last thing Yamikumo saw was the three goons running away with his stuff. Great. Just great, was his last thoughts after passing out. How is our business going? It's fine, you can see it. No. I mean the other business. Oh. Never been better. After hearing this, Yamikumo's eyes snap open. He looked at his surroundings. There were tables, chairs, and some food and drinks on the tables. Where am I? A restaurant, maybe. I see you are awake. We found you at the alley of the bar. You were really beaten up. Yamikumo turned his sight to the voice, and at his side was a woman about 30 years old, and at her back has a man around the same age. Who are you? What do you want from me? Easy there, kid. As I said, we found you at the alley beaten up, so we brought you here so you can rest and heal properly. Tell me, what's your name? Where are your parents? Are you hungry? Why should I tell you? I don't trust you. You can be a really bad person. Calm down, kid. We aren't bad. We just thought you needed help. Yamikumo frowned and turned up his hand on fire. Don't toy with me. I heard you talk about your other business. What are you gonna do with me? Sell me? Experiment on me? What? Silent is the only present after that. A few seconds later, the woman speaks again. So you heard us. If it helps to win your trust, we will tell and show you everything. But you have to come with us. Yamikumo starts thinking and answers, fine. But if you do something suspicious, I won't hesitate on burning everything down. Then he proceeds to turn down his hand. Good. First, the introductions. My name is Akane Adeniji. The man over the counter is my husband Kenji Adeniji. Now it's your turn. My name is Yamikumo. Just Yamikumo. So he is an orphan. Akane thought with sadness. Interesting name. Well, as you can see, our business is this bar. This bar is our legal business, the one we have registered. Now, as for our other business. Come with me. Darling, take care of the bar, she said and led him into a room. It looked like a storage room. But then Akane moved something hidden, a lever, then the wall opened. It was a fake wall, and after passing through a long hallway he saw it. Welcome to the combat zone. It was a type of ring inside a metal cage. There were people fighting and many people watching and betting. This is our other business, a place where people can bet on the fights and have a good time. We have a lot of fighters. All our fights are illegal since practically everything is allowed here. The only rules are no killing and no quirks. Other than that, you can do and use anything to win. Yamikumo remained silent, and before he could ask. And before you ask. No. We won't force you in to participate. Every fighter is here by their own wills and are free to leave whenever they want. I see. Sorry for not trusting you. It's okay, kid. I understand, but I have a question. Are you an orphan? I mean, you don't have a last name, so I assumed you were one. Yes, I am. But I won't go back to the orphanage. Don't get me wrong, the orphanage isn't bad, but that doesn't mean I'll go back there. I guess you have your reasons. If you like, you can stay and live with us. We live upstairs of the bar, but it's nice. Why do you do this? You remember me of my son. He was your age when he died. A health problem. We didn't have time to say goodbye. I'm sorry. I also lost someone important to me. Yamikumo said, touching his right eye. But I'd like to live here if you are okay with that. Yes, it's fine by me. Are you hungry? Do you want something to eat? Yamikumo's stomach starts to make sounds and he blushes a little. Do you have 𝗧𝗵𝗲? A big smile appears on Akane's face. A few weeks later. It's been some weeks after he met and started living with the Adeniji. On this time he has done a lot of things. He had started to be homeschooled by his guardians. Sometimes he is in his room, other times in the bar, and other times watching combats at the combat zone. Right now he was studying in his room, but his thoughts were somewhere else. I have a permanent place to stay and eat, and now I don't have to worry about the money, at least not for now. The only thing left is to find a place to train my body and quirk. I can't pass out every time I try to use my quirk. But where I can train? Maybe I can ask someone on the combat zone. Wait, the combat zone, that's perfect. I can ask to be trained to become a fighter. After that he runs to Akane. He finds her at the bar. Hey Akane-san, can I ask you something? Sure, what is it, kid? I want to train for the combat zone. What? No. You are way too young to fight there. I'm not saying to fight right now. I want to start training to fight at a proper age. Well, if you put it like that. Are you sure? Yes. Akane says, okay, if that's what you want. Come on, we have to find some trainers for you. Time skip 6 years later. It's been 6 years since that day, and now Yamikumo is 10 years old right now. He has grown a lot, and despite his age, he looks like a 13-year-old teen. His appearance remained practically the same except for some mature changes on his face, and an extra small scar in his right cheek, courtesy of the razor cut he suffered from the goons who attacked him 6 years ago. Right now, he ended his training. He is wearing a black jeans and black commando boots, a dark green short-sleeve shirt, and a black jacket. He also has some gold bracelets and a diamond necklace courtesy from Akane for his 10th birthday. He also adopted Akane's and Kanji's last name, 𝗳𝗏𝗍. His complexion is thin but muscular. He is reserved and quiet and only speaks about himself and his past with people he trusts. Right now, he only trusts Akane and Kenji. His training gave really good results. He was strong for a 10-year-old kid, agile and fast. But the results aren't only physical, he improved his quirk too. He no longer passes out by using it, and he has a high control over it. He also discovered that his quirk is more than just fire. It results that his quirk is actually a dual quirk, is a mix of pyrokinesis and telekinesis. He called it pyrotelekinesis. Yamikumo 𝗳𝗏𝗍. Quirk, pyrotelekinesis. The first part makes him able to create and control fire. He also can control any type of natural fire. He can't control fire that is created by other quirk. He also is immune to any type of fire. His second part makes him able to move any object with his mind. The bad thing is that the heavier the object, the hardest is to move it, and if he uses it for too long or to heavy objects, he gets a headache and his nose starts to bleed. Are you ready for your debut combat? Yamikumo turns around just to see Akane. Yes, I've been training for 6 years only for this. Well then, I'll be in the commentator's table. A few moments passed and the combat is ready to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, be ready for a new combat. You can hear the people cheering. In one side we have Jean Watanabe, the boulder. And from the other, making his debut, Yamikumo 𝗳𝗏𝗍, the headhunter. Start the fight. After the signal, the boulder charges directly to Yamikumo and tries to hit him with a right punch, but Yamikumo manages to avoid it. The boulder continues the attack by throwing some right and left punches, but Yamikumo manages to avoid all of them. You are fast, but dodging won't defeat me, and you can't dodge forever, said the boulder, followed by more strikes but being dodged by Yamikumo. I can't dodge forever, he's right, but luckily I have a plan. Yamikumo remains still waiting for the next strike. When the boulder throws its next blow, Yamikumo takes advantage and passes under his legs and kicks him in the back of his knee, making the boulder lose some balance and leaving his head exposed. With that and some pair of chair shots at the head, the boulder falls unconscious. And the winner on his debut, the headhunter. After the announcement, the public starts cheering for Yamikumo, and he just stays there with his hands up, signaling his victory. A few hours later. That was nice, said Yamikumo. You did great, kid, I'm proud, said Akane with a smile on her face. Thanks. Well, if you excuse me, I'm going to bed. That fight took the best from me. Good night. Yamikumo heads to his room and lays on his bed. That was really cool, but I haven't forgotten why I really trained for. I will fulfill our dream, brother. I will become a hero, and you will be proud. With those last thoughts, he felt asleep. Vigilante Arc Part 1. New teacher and new friends. It's been a year since Yamikumo's debut in the combat zone. He has won some reputation inside the place. The name Headhunter was quite famous between fighters and public. He has a total record of 15-5 win-loses in the zone. With that, he has gained attention from someone that would be important in his future. Yamikumo was having a nice day. He woke up and trained for an hour. Then he studied some stuff from his books. He got interested on hacking stuff, but he wasn't really good at it. Now he was heading back home from the grocery stuff. 𝐻𝐭𝐻𝐲 asked him to buy some stuff for the bar. But this is where his day turned more interesting. In his way back, some goons tried to rob him. Keyword tried. Thanks to his training and skills, he got rid of them easily. Those are some nice moves you got there, kid. Yamikumo turned around to the source of the voice, finding a guy wearing black and red clothing that looked like bulletproof clothing and had 6 small folding knives, 3 on the right side and 3 of the left side, with 2 pairs of pockets beneath them. But the most important was a mask covering his face. "Who are you? Or what are you?" asked Yamikumo, preparing to run or, in the worst case, to fight. "My name is Stendall. I was patrolling the area when I saw what happened to you, but it looks like you had everything under control. Are you a hero?" "Kind of. I do some heroic stuff, but it's not legal." "I don't understand. How can you do heroic stuff but being illegal at the same time?" "Have you ever heard about vigilantes? We're some people who voluntarily carry out duties usually done by pro-heroes without paying attention to the law. The problem is that due to regulations and quirk restriction laws, we are not legally allowed to do this stuff." "Vigilantes, huh? That's interesting. Maybe that can be a good way to become a hero, since I probably won't be able to enter a hero school, since I don't have any academy records due to me being homeschooled." Yamikumo was starting to consider becoming a vigilante, but he will need some guidance. Maybe this Stendall guy can help. "Hey, Stendall, right? How can someone become a vigilante?" "So, you want to become a vigilante? Why?" "My real dream is to become a hero. But I'm not stupid. Thanks to my past, I won't be able to enter to any hero school. I was homeschooled and without any registration on a school, so technically I never went to school." "I see. But before I can tell you anything, I need to learn that past of yours and your reasons to become a hero." Yamikumo proceeds to tell him about his past, from him being adopted, the Riverdale incident, when he met the 𝗳𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏, his training in the combat zone until this day. Wow, this kid surely had a rough life. I can see that fire in his eyes. That's the same fire I see on All Might. He might be worth it to train. Those were Stendall thoughts about Yamikumo. Tell you what, kid. You just get yourself a new teacher. I will teach everything you need to know to become a vigilante. Really? Thank you very much. I won't let you down. Don't thank me yet. First, you will have to survive to my training. Then you can thank me. You can't go back now, and don't worry, I won't take you away from your guardians. Once your daily training is over, you can go back to your home to rest." "I understand. But first I need to deliver these groceries to 𝐒𝐭𝐻𝐻-san." "Fine. I'll wait you here. Hurry up, I don't have all day." After this talk and then delivering the groceries, Yamikumo's training to become a vigilante started. 1 year later. A year has passed since his encounter with Stendall. A year since he started his training, or as he likes to call it, hell. His training consisted in facing Stendall one-on-one until his body got exhausted, and even that sometimes Stendall made him overexert his body. He trained his stealth, agility, and reflexes at the point that he can perceive everything slow, but only if he concentrates enough. He also told him about another vigilantes he knew, like Knuckle Duster, Pop Step, and some guy called the Brawler or something like that. He also trained his quirk. He now can move some heavier objects, and the fire aspect of his quirk is now mastered. And lastly, but not less important, he learned how to use a katana. Stendall gave him an old one of his. It was a little damaged and old, but it still worked. At the beginning, he was a little bit reticent, but with the time he accepted it, and now he had an advanced skill with his katana and became his primary combat style. He still remembers when Stendall gave him the katana. Flashback. "What? A katana? But I don't want to kill anybody. I'm not giving you this to kill. I want you to learn how to use it so you can have more than one trick. You can use that to injure non-lethally your opponents, making some cuts over here and over there, disabling arms and legs. I don't know, you have to be creative. Remember this, kid. A sword not only serves to kill, it also serves to defend." "I see. You put it like that, I guess I can give it a try." Flashback end. He laughed at that memory. He had a lot of good memories with Stendall. Speaking of Stendall, he wanted to see him. Arriving at the place, he found Stendall waiting for him. "Do you wanted to see me?" "Yes. It's been a year since I started training, and now I can say that your training is over. You impressed me, I thought you would quit, especially when I gave you that katana." He laughed at the memory. "Really? Well then, I should say thank you now. Without you, I wouldn't know what to do." "It is nothing, kid. I actually enjoyed it. But I must tell you something. I'm leaving to Hosu." "What? Why?" "With you here, I don't have any reasons to stay. I know you'll do fine. You were in some of my patrols. Heck, you even helped me with some duties. Make me proud, headhunter. Goodbye." With those final words, he leaves. Yamikumo stares at the place where Stendall was standing just moments ago. He cried but then composed himself and spoke. "Thank you, Stendall, and wherever you go, good luck." With that, he started his new career, the Vigilante Headhunter. "Good luck, kid. Maybe one day you will become a hero. A real one." A few months had passed, and the Vigilante Headhunter started to get known. He always appears on places where the heroes never patrol, and his known deeds were stopping robbing attempts, rape attempts, and catching some criminals, and you always found out the criminals with multiple cuts in their bodies. Today wasn't an exception. He just saved some people from a rob attempt, and in his getaway, he ran in with other two vigilantes and he recognized them. One is a girl with pink hair tied in pigtails. She wears a black mask and is dressed in a devilish-themed one-piece black leotard with a heart-shaped opening in the center of the chest and a smaller one in the back, where it is located just below two bat wings. In addition to it, she also wears a reddish-pink bow tie, a pair of silver pearl earrings, black elbow-length gloves, a black super miniskirt with 3 hearts on the belt, and black knee-high boots. The guy had short brown hair and is wearing an All Might hoodie and a motorcycle protective gear along with gloves and boots. He uses a black mask to cover his mouth and a pair of tinted shades to hide his eyes. "Nice job, dude. You did an awesome job," said the girl. "Yes, you did," said the guy. "Wait a minute, I know who you are. You are 𝗵𝘃𝗲 and the Brawler." A few seconds of silence passed before the girl, now identified as 𝗵𝘃𝗲, started laughing. My name is the Crawler. Why, everyone says it wrong all the time." "Sorry, but what are you doing here? Don't you used to work in Naruhodo?" 𝗵𝘃𝗲 stopped laughing and answered. "Yes, but thanks to someone's new work we moved here. I still do some vigilante work." And he, even though he retired from being a vigilante, still does some work with me sporadically. "Hey, what about we work together tonight? It'll be fun." "Pop, I'm not sure about." Before the Crawler could say more, Yamikumo interrupted. "Sure, I always wanted to work with other vigilantes. My name is Headhunter if you want to know." "Nice. Let's go, Hunter." "Let's go, brah." "Really? You too." After that, the 3 vigilantes patrolled for the rest of the night. Another month passed and nothing out of the normal happened. Sometimes he does some patrolling with 𝗵𝘃𝗲 and the Crawler, and other times alone. He sometimes also hangs out with 𝗵𝘃𝗲 and the Crawlers in their civilian lives, where he learned their names: Kazuho Hanayama, 𝗵𝘃𝗲, and Koichi Himawari, the Crawler, and quickly becoming good friends. Right now, Yamikumo was in a park near the center of the town. He was thinking about everything that happened since meeting Stendall and asking himself how Stendall was doing, and he could still be thinking, but a sudden voice interrupted his train of thoughts. "Are you okay?" It was a short girl of a rather thin build, with honey brown hair, curved inwards in a mushroom-shaped bob that reaches just below her narrow shoulders. She has a long fringe that completely covers her right eye. Her eyes are wide and rather cat-like, tilted inwards with rather long lower eyelashes, and her irises are a warm brown color. Her eyes are wide and rather cat-like, tilted inwards with rather long lower eyelashes, and her irises are a warm brown color. She was wearing a white short-sleeved shirt with a pink skirt and brown boots. "Yes, I'm okay. I was just thinking about a good old friend. My name is Yamikumo Adeniji, by the way." "Oh, sorry. I'm Kanoko Komori, but you can call me Kanoko, and I'm going to become an idol hero." "You want to become hero, huh? That's nice. If you let me ask, what is your quirk?" "Of course. My quirk is called Mushroom. It allows me to spread various types of fungus spores from my body. The spores will quickly grow into full-grown mushrooms once they make contact with a solid surface. The mushrooms can grow from various surfaces, including my surroundings, my own body, and even my opponent's body. But they only last for 2 to 3 hours. The spores spread better in a humid environment. Wow, that's a really powerful quirk. I'm 100% sure that you will become a hero. Thank you. And what about you? What's your quirk, Yamikumo-kun? Straight to first name basis, huh? My quirk is pyrotelekinesis. It's divided in 2 parts. The first part lets me create and manipulate any kind of fire, included natural ones, but I can't control any fire that's created by other quirk. But it makes me immune to any kind of fire, though. The second part lets me move any object with my mind, but the heavier the harder it is to move. Wow, that's incredible. Are you becoming a hero too? I want to, but I can't. You see, I am homeschooled, but I wasn't affiliated with any school, so I don't have any academy record, and I can't enter to any hero school since they require to have an academy record. I guess I'll work in my parents' business. I'm sorry. I hope you succeed on anything you do. Thanks. This might be a little bit surprising, but since we are already talking, do you want to hang out? After this talk, they spend all the morning in the park. They also went to a near coffee shop to have something to drink. By the time night arrived, Yamikumo walked Kanoko to her house and then went to his. He dressed up and was ready for another vigilante patrol, and he was doing it with 𝗵𝘃𝗧𝗏. Today was an awesome day. I have a new friend and the first one of my age too. I hope I can know her more. I guess it's good to make some friends after all. Hey, Hunter. What's taking too long? Hurry up. It was 𝗵𝘃𝗏. Well, duty calls. After that, he jumped out of his window and went patrolling with 𝗵𝘃𝗏. But little did he know, new encounters were destined for him in a near-future villain encounter and dirty job. Another year passed. Yamikumo is 13 years old right now, and some stuff had changed in Yamikumo's life. First, his vigilante alter ego has won more popularity between the community. The name Headhunter is now well known thanks to all the duties he has done. A lot of people had talked about a mysterious vigilante named Headhunter saving people and doing good deeds. Even though his popularity has incremented, his identity is still a mystery. Nobody besides other vigilantes know his identity. He always makes sure his face is covered with his face mask and makes sure no one follows him. In the bad side, 𝗵𝘃𝗏 and the Crawler hadn't been really active ultimately, and they hadn't hanged out in their civilian lives either. They say that they are in some kind of investigation about something, and if they need his help, they'll contact him the sooner they can. On the good side, his relationship with Kanoko had increased. He considers her a really close friend and is mutual. Their trust had got to the point that he told her about his past, him being adopted, the Riverdale incident, and his current civilian life with the 𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏. The only thing he didn't tell her is about his vigilante life, principally because he doesn't know how she will react about it, but he thinks about telling her someday in the future. His relationship with the 𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏 is still practically the same. He considers them the closest to a family, and they consider him something close to a son. The only thing is that the combat zona had won more popularity and they are busier than before. Right now, he was patrolling in a neighborhood where heroes usually don't patrol. He was jumping through some buildings when he heard a female scream near some alley. He quickly runs to the place, only to find a darkened figure holding a woman hostage. He was going to act, but the anonymous figure started talking. Good. I was expecting you to come, Headhunter. I have something to talk with you. I'm here to save that woman from you. Not to talk. I know. But are you sure you will be able to save her before I can do something to her? Said the figure, and then summoning a small blue flame near the woman's face. The flame wasn't strong enough to reveal the villain identity. Shit. This isn't good. I can't control his fire, and I won't be able to save her without her suffering an injury. But don't worry, I don't have any intentions to harm this woman, at least not this time. I have a proposition to you. I'll leave this person go unharmed, but you'll listen to all I have to say. What do you think? I guess I don't have other options, and if I have, I don't see any. Fine, but don't try anything funny. After this answer, the villain let the girl go, and then the girl started running away from the place. There you go. Now you'll listen to me. Right. Yes. Now hurry up. I see you are a man of word. The figure started to laugh and revealed himself. The The villain was a fairly tall, pale young man of a slim, somewhat lanky build, described to be in his early 20s. He has black hair that spikes upward around his head, hanging low over his eyes, which are thin, turquoise in color, and heavily lidded. His most striking features are undoubtedly the patches of gnarled, wrinkled purple skin that cover much of his lower face and neck, all the way down past his collarbone, below his eyes, around his torso, and on his arms and legs. He has several silver cartilage piercings in both ears and a triple nostril piercing on the right side of his nose. He also seems to be lacking earlobes on both sides of his ears upon closer inspection. He wears a dark blue jacket with a high ripped collar and matching pants, cut off above his ankles, a pair of dark dress shoes on his feet. He also has a plain pale gray, scoop neck shirt, below which a gray belt with a circular pattern wraps around his waist, a leather satchel attached at the back. Let's talk headhunter. What in the world happened to him? Maybe his body can't resist his quirk. But anyways, this is horrible. I see you know me. My name is Dabi, and I need you to do some work for me. Why do you think I'll help you? I think you don't have any choice. Yamikumo 𝗓𝗏𝗧𝗏. After hearing those words, Yamikumo was shocked. How did he know his identity? Nobody knows that, not even his adoptive parents or Kanoko. What? How did he? How do I know? I've been watching you since the combat zone. You have the same name that you use there. It only took me some time investigating to find out who you are. I have to say that it's a smart tactic. It's so obvious that nobody would think about it. So you know my identity. And what are you gonna do? Go to the police? You are a villain. Maybe I can pay a visit to that girl you talk too much with. Don't you ever try go near her. Fine. What do you need? That's more like it. You see, there's some guy who has some information that I need. Your job is to take this USB and make a copy of all his files, then proceed to erase any local copy and then give the information to me. Easy, right? Okay, questions. What is this information about? Why do you need it? And who is this guy you're talking about? First, you don't care. Second, you don't care. Lastly, the guy's name is Ibiki Marino. He's the boss of some trashy gang. The information is in his laptop. The folder name is Next Project. You can find it in his home. I need to warn you about his guard. He has some mercenary hired to protect this information. You have a week to accomplish this. I'll meet you here. You don't want to fail this. Now if you excuse me, I'll be leaving. After this, in a second, Dabi disappeared, leaving Yamikumo with one question. How am I gonna do this? A day has passed, and the night has arrived. Yamikumo was in the top of a house near the objective's house. The house was actually a big mansion, probably bought with illegal money. According to Dabi's information, the laptop was somewhere in the bedrooms. The good thing is that thanks to Ibiki's corruption with some police agents, he could use his quirk inside the mansion. Even though Dabi didn't give him any map or something, the house design was similar to the Riverdale's mansion, the one he used to live in, so this shouldn't be a hard job. He quickly sneaks in through a window that was conveniently open. He landed discreetly in the floor and used his stealth to his advantage and moved without any guard/mercenary noticing. He quickly found the laptop with all the information and started the download. 20 minutes for the archives to be ready. The job was resulting easy, but he heard a sound outside the bedroom. Scared because someone might find him, he put the laptop, still downloading, on his backpack and proceeded to look outside the door. What a terrible mistake. As soon as he goes out the room, he is surprised by a big hammer hitting him in the side of his body. He is thrown away by the hit and smashes in the wall. Then lights turn on and some voice is heard. So, you are this intruder. It was Ibiki, and at his side was a big dude with a giant warhammer in his hands. The guy in question was big and muscular, and had some type of samurai armor on. Titan. Kill him. Then recover the laptop. Do whatever you want with him. The giant, now identified as Titan, charged towards him. Meanwhile, Ibiki just leaves. Yamikumo tried to avoid the charge, but Titan was really fast for someone his size. He tackled him through the wood wall, and both ended in a training room. I see now why Dabi wanted me to do this job. Ibiki already knew that someone is trying to get this information. Maybe I'm not the first one Dabi used. He then proceeds to feel his backpack. The computer's still good. Good thing my backpack has some extra protection. Yamikumo then proceeded to launch some fire at Titan, but the giant didn't even flinch. Titan unleashed a battle cry and with an amazing speed swinged Yamikumo with the Warhammer. My attacks don't seem to work. It might be his quirk. Haha. Do you like it? Titan is my best guard. Thanks to his quirk, he is unstoppable. It was 𝗵𝗃𝗲's voice. It was heard through a megaphone. Titan. Quirk, placebo. His quirk allows him not to feel any kind of damage. It should be noted that despite its quirk, any damage can be done. He only does not feel any type of effect. This isn't good. I just need to resist enough time for the download to be ready. Titan charged again, another hammer attack, but this time Yamikumo was able to avoid it. He then proceeds to move a boxing bag with his telekinesis and launch it at Titan. Even though the attack didn't do much, it was enough to slow down Titan. Yamikumo then launched some fire to the floor beneath Titan, successfully burning it and making Titan fall to the lower floor. This isn't gonna stop him. I must find a way out of here. I'll find a way to get rid of the laptop later. Yamikumo started running to the stairs to get to the exit, but he was surprised by the appearance of two individuals. You got through Titan, but he isn't the only one I have. I present to you the 𝐒𝐭𝐲 brothers. It was 𝗵𝗃𝗲 talking again. 𝗔𝐬𝐚 and 𝐒𝐭𝐚𝐲. Quirk, porcupine. Both brother and sister have the same quirk. It allows them to grow thorns and shoot them to any objective like a projectile. The 𝗒𝐭𝐲 started to shoot some thorns at him. He quickly summoned a firewall for protection and stared, running the other way. If I can't go down, I'll go up. I might find a way out on the roof. Before he could get to the stairs, from the wall beside him appeared Titan. Again, he tackled him again, troughed the wall again, and ended up in the backyard. After hitting the ground, Yamikumo saw how Titan and the 𝗒𝐭𝐲 brothers reunited to fight him. Well, I'm out. But now I must find a way to defeat them. Wait, Yamikumo now paid attention to Titan. His armor was now broken and some of his burned skin can be seen. Wait, burned? His skin is burned. Maybe from my attacks. That means that he can be damaged. Maybe his quirk prevents him from feeling it, but he can still be damaged. He looked at his now unmasked face and was shocked with what he saw. His mouth is sewn. He looks like he is suffering. Does the 𝗒𝐭𝐲 brothers are the same? They are only toys for 𝗵𝗃𝗲. I have to put the out of their misery. After those thoughts, Yamikumo drew his katana, lit up his left arm, and prepared for the second round against Titan and the 𝗒𝐭𝐲 brothers with only one question. How am I going to defeat them? Finishing the job. How am I going to defeat them? Yamikumo was facing three strong opponents. The 𝗒𝐭𝐲 brothers, both long-range fighters, and then there was Titan. Thanks to his quirk, he doesn't feel the pain of his injuries. Okay, Yamikumo. You have two long-range fighters and a big guy who doesn't care about your attacks. Just another normal day at the job. Titan charged again with his hammer. Luckily, Yamikumo was able to dodge the attack. He's slower than before. Maybe his injuries are affecting him. He might not feel them, but he's getting weaker. This is when the 𝗒𝐭𝐲 brother decided to attack again. They started to shoot some thorns at Yamikumo, but thanks to his reflexes and sword ability, he was able to deflect the attacks with his sword. But meanwhile he was doing this, Titan managed to hit him again with his hammer, and Yamikumo was thrown a few meters, crashing to the ground. 𝐹*𝐶𝐻. I have to get rid of one of them. If not, this will be impossible. Yamikumo thought this while coughing some blood. Sorry, Titan. This will hurt me more than you. Literally, you don't feel anything. Yamikumo got ready. He waited for Titan to attack again, and with a quick movement of his katana, they both finished behind each other's backs. You know, the typical standoff. Titan quickly turned around, tried to charge again, but at the moment of taking the first step, he fell to the ground with multiple cuts on his arms and legs courtesy of Yamikumo. Sorry, but this was the only way to put you out of the fight. You might not feel anything, but your body still suffers the side effects of your injuries. With this, you won't be able to move for some time. This leaves me now with 𝐴RG. Before he could end his thoughts, Abyss thorn pierced him through his right abdomen. He forgot about the 𝗒𝐭𝐲 brothers. They started to shoot more thorns, bigger thorns. Luckily, there were less thorns per shot, and he managed to deflect some and dodge the rest, but it was getting harder thanks to his injury. I can't get near them. I have to lure them to me. Yamikumo started counterattacking with his fire, shooting some fireballs at them. They managed to dodge them all, and making some firewalls to protect him from some thorns, deflected others and dodged the rest. This lasted for a couple of minutes until Yamikumo fell into his knees. At this, 𝗔𝗂𝗧𝗏 got risky and charged toward his back with a razor in hand. A sly smile appeared in Yamikumo's face. When 𝗔𝗂 was close enough, he lit his back on fire and managed to hit 𝗔𝗂. You fell for it. 𝗔𝗂 fell to the ground unconscious. Karen got mad and charged towards Yamikumo with another razor in hands. Both started clashing their respective weapons while jumping towards the rooftop of the mansion. But Yamikumo was getting slower. Luckily, he managed to avoid another slash from Karen and quickly shooting a fire blast toward her, successfully launching her into the ground unconscious. I did it. Yes. Now I only have to. Before he could finish his thoughts, the floor, or maybe roof in this situation, broke and from there Titan emerged. How is he able to walk? He's supposed to stay in the ground for at least an hour. Shit, I'm on the edge of the roof, and in my state I won't be able to dodge his attacks. The only choice I have is to throw him off the roof, but I have to make him charge at me. I think it's time to try that thing. Luckily, Titan decided to charge at him, and both started to fall from the roof. Yamikumo quickly pushed Titan into the ground, and thanks to his weight, Titan slammed into the ground unconscious. But Yamikumo was still falling. Is now or never. Echii closed his eyes and prepared for the impact, which didn't happen. He opened his eyes only to see himself flying just a few centimeters to the floor. Yes, it worked. I can make myself fly with my telekinesis. But in his joy, he started to feel a slight headache and his nose bleeding a little bit. He quickly deactivated his telekinesis. It looks like I can only use it for a few seconds. I have to train it. But that's for later. Time to check the laptop. He quickly pulled the laptop out of his backpack, and luckily by some miracle it was intact, just with the screen a little bit cracked but still functional. The download was ready. He quickly pulled out the USB, but before he could delete the files from the computer, 3 chains managed to grab and trap him. You are better than I thought, but that doesn't mean you'll get out of here alive. It was 𝗵𝗃𝗏, and the chains were emerging from his back. 𝗵𝗃𝗏 Marino. Quirk chain. He can summon a total of 6 metal chains from his back and can control them freely. Any last words? 𝗵𝗃𝗏 said while laughing. Yes. You should have gone for the head. After saying this, Yamikumo shot a fireball from his mouth, but it wasn't directed to 𝗵𝗃𝗏 but to his laptop. No. 𝗵𝗃𝗏 cried out loud, changing his view towards his now destroyed laptop. Yamikumo used this to burn and break the chains and quickly shot a big fire blast towards 𝗵𝗃𝗏, managing to take him out. Easier than the rest. Now I have to get out of here. The police might be on their way here, and the house is burning. Yamikumo quickly found his way out, and by the time the fire and police department arrived, he was long gone. Yamikumo was now in a near alley. He was exhausted, but he needed to deliver the USB to Dabi, but before that he needs to take care of his wounds, especially the thorn that is piercing his abdomen. I'm lucky the thorn didn't touch anything vital. But before I remove it, I need a safe place to heal. My house is too far away. I'll probably bleed out before I can make it there. The closest safe place is. I have no other choice. I have to go there. After these thoughts, he went towards his destination. Kanoko was ready to sleep. Her parents weren't at home right now. They stayed at their work late. She was in her pajamas and prepared her bed. But before she could rest, she heard a knock in her window. With curiosity, she opened the curtains only to see an injured Yamikumo. Yamikumo. She quickly opened the window, letting Yamikumo in. He quickly fell into the floor exhausted. Yamikumo, what happened to you? Why are you so injured? Look, Komori-san, I need your help. I'll explain everything to you, but first I need some help, and you are the only one I can trust right now. Fine. What do you need? Also, I told you to call me Kanoko. Okay, Kanoko-san. I'll need some peroxide, a gauze, some bandages, a towel, and a needle with a thread. On it. Kanoko quickly ran out her room, and as fast as she left, she came back with all the stuff. Here you go. You better explain me what happened to you. Once you are okay, of course. Don't worry. I will. Yamikumo poured some peroxide into his wound, the one with the thorn. He grunted a little bit. Okay. Now I need you to help me. Once I pull out this thorn, I need you to use the towel and place it in the wound to stop the bleeding. Can you do it? Yes. Yamikumo quickly pulled out the thorn from his abdomen and screamed. Kanoko quickly covered the wound and started pressing for the bleeding to stop. A few minutes later, Yamikumo told her to stop. He then took the needle with the thread. You don't want to see this, Yamikumo said, and Kanoko turns away. He started to close the wound. He screamed and grunted in the process. He then proceeds to cover the wound with the gauze and secure it with the bandages. Okay, I'm done. I guess it's time for me to explain myself. Yes, please. I'm so worried right now. I need to know what's going on. Please. Okay, but don't interrupt me. Once I'm finished, you can ask me anything. He then started to tell her everything. He didn't leave anything out. All his life, vigilante and civilian. After a few minutes, he was done and the ambient was silent and awkward. So, you're a vigilante? Yes. And you planned on telling me, but you didn't know how I was going to react. Yes. And you did this job for a villain because he threatened you to hurt me if you didn't do it. Yes. Okay. She said with a big smile on her face. What? Aren't you mad or scared of me? Why should I? You did this to protect me. You fought 4 enemies and won. You're awesome. So, we are okay. Right. Only if you help me with something. For you? Anything. What a gentleman. Okay. I want you to help me train for the UA. I want to be as awesome as you. Sure. But before that, do you have any computer? Sure. I have my laptop here. Why? I want to know what this information is about before I deliver it. Yamikumo used Kanoko's laptop, introduced the USB, and started to look. Kanoko also wanted to know, and she also started to look. The information surprised both. Wow. All of this is information about Endeavor. Real name, family, even private information. Let's see. Shit. Did he really do all of that to his family? That's not nice. All of this only to win over All Might. He's crazy. Right, Yami-kun? Yamikumo didn't answer. He was busy watching something that caught his attention. Tuya Todoroki? He looks like Dabi if you remove all that burned skin from him. He's presumed dead, but could he be Dabi's real identity? He was handsome. You have to give him that. Yamikumo laughed. Only you can say something like that in a moment like this. Yamikumo ended reading all the files. Okay, that was something. I'll face Dabi about his identity when the time comes, thanks. I'll be leaving now. You sure you don't want to stay here? You look tired. Are you sure? What about your parents? They aren't here. And even if they see you, they love you. I'm sure they won't mind having you here. True. Well, I guess I'll take your offer then. I'm exhausted. The rest of the night passed normally. The next day, Kanoko's parents encountered him and welcomed him. Oh, hello, Yamikumo. You didn't tell us your boyfriend was coming, Kanoko. Mom, he's not my boyfriend. That's sad. Yamikumo, I would love to have you as my son-in-law. Thanks. I guess. If you excuse me, I have some things to do. Have a good day. After saying goodbye to everyone, Yamikumo leaves. So polite. You do know how to pick them, Kanoko, teased Mrs. Komori. Mom. The week limit had reached and Yamikumo was ready to confront Dabi. They were on the same alley they talked last time. I see you made it. I'll be honest, I thought you wouldn't make it. But what a nice surprise for me. Now give me the information. Yamikumo didn't say anything and gave Dabi the USB with all the information. Good. Now if you excuse me, I'll be leaving. Sure. I'll be seeing you. Tuya Todoroki. Dabi stopped his steps and turned at Yamikumo with a shocked expression. How did you? No? Easy, I did some research. Yamikumo said, pointing at the USB. That bastard. Dabi clenched his teeth. So, what are you doing? Tell it to the police. No. I'm not stupid. I know if I tell this to the police, you'll do something to my important people. Instead, I'll make a pact with you. You and I have secret information about each other, so I thought this. You won't use or do anything about my information in any way, and I won't tell anybody about my discovery. Deal. Yamikumo offered a handshake to Dabi. I see you like to bargain. I like you. You have yourself a deal, Dabi said and proceeded to shake hands with Yamikumo. After that, both parted their own ways, only to not see each other again, at least for some years. Yamikumo started training with Kinoko at the day, and in the nights he continued his duties as vigilante. Little he knew, a mysterious figure started observing him from the distance every night, calling for the mission. Another year has passed, and now we are at night, and a woman was coming out from work. She was leaving late thanks to some extra work she had to do. She had a fox quirk that gives her a fox appearance. She was calmly walking on the streets, but suddenly a pair of hands grabbed her and pulled her inside an alley. The girl was grabbed against a wall. She saw at her aggressors and saw 3 thugs. One was in front of her, and the other 2 were at first one's back. Okay, girl. As you can see, you don't have other options but to do anything we say. Now give us everything you have. Wait, boss. Look at her. Her face might be weird, but look at that body. What about we have some fun with her before taking her stuff? Yeah, you're right. Let's have some fun first. The thugs were about to do something to the girl, but before that a voice was heard. It's not very nice to treat a lady like that. What? Where are you? Show yourself, you 𝐒𝐻𝐢𝐳. In less than a second, one of the thugs disappeared in the shadows. What's going on? Arg. Another one disappeared. And in a blink of an eye, the third one disappeared as well. The girl was alone in the alley for a few seconds until a figure appeared from the shadows. Who are you? I'm Headhunter, and don't worry, you can leave. Thank you. After this, the girl left to her home. Watching the girl leave, Yamikumo was proud of what he did. Good. I managed to improve this ability. Truth to be told, Yamikumo learned how to hide his presence from the enemy. The thing is that it wasn't perfect. He only can do it if there's shadows or any kind of darkness in the surroundings, and if he is wearing dark clothes. He still remembers the time when he learned to do this and who he met because of that. Flashback. 3 months ago. Yamikumo was patrolling the streets in the night when he heard a scream in a nearby alley. He quickly went to check. By the time he arrived, the only thing he saw was a blonde girl kneeling before 2 dead bodies. Hey, are you okay? What happened here? They were trying to do bad things to me, so I killed them, said the girl in a casual tone. She proceeds to stand up and turn at Yamikumo. Her face was covered in blood, and she had a sadistic grin on her face. Oh, I love your scars, but you'll look even better with more. With that said, she disappeared in seconds, and quickly appeared behind Yamikumo with a knife on his neck. Shit. How did you? Do you like it? I can hide my presence from my preys and kill them without them even realize it. What about this? I can show you how to do it, or at least the basics of this, and you will shut up about today. I guess I don't have any other choice then. Very well, you win this time. Good. I was worried you'll do something, so I had to kill you. It would been a shame to kill someone as handsome as you with those sexy scars. I'm Himiko Toga, by the way. Yamikumo, and that's all you will know about me. Nice. Let's begin. After some hours, Yamikumo learned the basics on how to hide his presence. After the lesson, Toga left without leaving any track. Flashback end. Yamikumo got chills after remembering that. Well, at least I got a good thing after all. Yamikumo headed towards home to rest. He had a training session with Kinoko tomorrow morning, and he needed to be at his best, or at least be well rested. The next day. We are now at the training gym of the combat zone where Yamikumo was training Kinoko. Of course, he didn't train her as hard as Stendall trained him, but he still helped her improving some of her skills. Kinoko has good combat abilities. He helped her, and now she has good close combat skills. He also helped her a little bit with her quirk. She developed some interesting techniques, but aside of that, he couldn't do anything else. Right now, they were having a friendly spar or better, said Kinoko, trying to land a hit on Yamikumo. A few minutes passed and Kinoko fell into her knees. You know what? I give up. It's impossible to hit you. Hey, don't say that. You are clearly getting better every day. Then why I can't hit you? You landed some hits on me. You just don't realize it. And even if you didn't, I have 3 years of experience thanks to my vigilante work. It's obvious that you will have it hard to hit me. I guess you're right. I won't give up then. By the way, how is your work going? It's fine, I guess. Lately there's less crime, so I don't do much. And your vigilante friends? I don't know. I haven't listened from them for a while now. Do you think they are okay? They are tough people. I'm sure they are okay. But enough talking, let's continue your training. Yes, sir. I'm glad your guardians let us use the gym from the combat zone. It's the best place for training. At least until I get into you. In that we agree. After a few more hours of training, both teenagers decided to spend the day together doing normal stuff. By the afternoon, Yamikumo walked Kanoko to her house, and after some teasing from Kanoko's mother, he went back to his home. He decided not to patrol tonight, but before he could reach his home, he received a message. Hello. It's been a while since last talk. I can't say much. Not in here, but we need your help. Meet us tonight at the same place we met for the first time. There will be more people in there. Please be there. P.S. P.S. Pop step? I better get ready, it will get dark soon. The night has arrived. The city was calm and silent, and Yamikumo was heading to the meeting point with a lot of questions in his head. It's been a year since last time I heard about them. The last time they were investigating something. Does this have to do with that? Either way, I'm eager to see them again. By the time he arrived, he could see them, Pop Step and the crawler. He smiles because of that. He then realized there were 3 more persons in there. He quickly joined them. Hey, I received your message. It looked important. What's going on? Headhunter. I'm glad you could make it, said Pop Step with a big smile on her face. Let me introduce you to everyone so we can begin. This big guy is 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏. He was our partner back there in Naruhodo. The guy in question was a towering, heavily muscled man. He has short dark hair and visibly thick eyebrows and possesses heavy stubble and a prominent scar running diagonally down his left cheek. His costume consists of a simple wraparound black mask tied over the top of his head, a tight-fitting dark shirt, jeans, boots, and a long hunter green trench coat. On his hands, he wears a pair of dark gloves topped with a pair of brass knuckles, or knuckle dusters, from which he derives his name. So, he is the guy you've been talking about? He looks a little young, but I'm not complaining. If you trust him, I'll trust him too. Nice to meet you, Headhunter. Knuckleduster proceeded to shake hands with Yamikumo. Nice to meet you too, sir. They talked about you a lot when we hanged out. Okay, let's continue. Here, this guy in blue outfit is 𝗬𝗏. We met him and his friend when investigating. They are nice guys and really trustworthy. The guy was dressed in a familiar, blue-garbed ninja-like uniform, which Yamikumo recognized. Wait, 𝗬𝗏? Like the character in that old game? Mortal Kombat, was it? So you know the game. Yes, I inspired my costume and name on that character since my quirk is identical to his. Cool. Nice to meet you. They proceed to shake hands and Pop Step then introduce the last person. This guy is Scorpion. He is 𝗬𝗏's partner in battle. They are both vigilantes. The guy wears a similar outfit as 𝗬𝗏. The only difference is that his suit is more aggressive and is yellow-colored. Let me guess. Mortal Kombat, and your quirk is identical to the Scorpion character of the games. Yes. Nice to meet you then. After the introductions were done, the crawler started speaking. Now that everyone knows each other, let's begin with why we brought you here. I don't know if you are familiarized with the trigger drug. If you are not, let me explain. The trigger is a type of drug that gives a boost to an individual's quirk, simultaneously weakening their sense of reason. Originally, trigger was created to massively enhance the power and potency of weak quirks. However, it was soon used for criminal activities, so it was banned in many countries, including Japan. Of course, that didn't stop the criminals from putting their hands on that drug. At the beginning, we thought it was some kind of illegal exportation, but then we discovered that it was, in fact, being manufactured here in Japan. So, we are going to stop these criminals? That's why you need all of us. Asked Scorpion. Our plan was that Pop Step, 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏, and I were going to stop them, but then we discovered who were the manufacturers. It was the QHC, or Quirk Helping and Counseling. Wait, aren't those the people who help other with their quirk problems? Asked 𝗬𝗏. Yes. In the outside, they pretend to be good people, but they use the money that the government gives to them to produce and illegally sell the trigger. The last year 𝗵𝘃𝗧𝗵𝗲 and I were investigating them, and we found all of this. Then why don't you send this to the government? They sure will do something about this. Asked Sub-Zero. Actually, we already did that. The proof was solid enough and they believed us. The problem is that they couldn't send a team of heroes to solve the case. You see, if the heroes failed a mission, it will create a social problem and a lot of noise, so they asked us to form a team and help them with that. Yeah, sure. Let's help them with this, and as a reward we all get arrested for vigilantism, said Scorpion, sarcastically. Don't worry. In exchange of this favor, we will have permission to use our quirks to do this job and we won't be arrested. So, the government doesn't want to get their hands dirty and make us do this for them. If we fail, they will just put all the blame on us, and if we succeed, I'm 100% sure they won't mention us and will say that some heroes did this so that way no one becomes a vigilante. Smart, said Yamikumo. Yeah, I know that it doesn't sound nice, but this is our only chance to be heroes at least for one night. I know that 𝗵𝘃𝗧𝗵𝗲, Knuckle Duster and I are in. The question is, are you in? Yes, I'm in, answered Yamikumo. Hell yeah, let's do this, answered Scorpion. So what do we do first? Answered Sub-Zero. Thank you, but we are not ready just yet. We have a plan, but we need more people, 12 in total, 2 of which we need specifical people. But don't worry, 𝗵𝘃𝗧𝗵𝗲 and I will recruit them. But we still need 4 more. I need you to recruit people, explain this to them and ask them for help. Scorpion and I can bring 3 people. They are some friends of us, you can trust them, said Sub-Zero. What about you, Headhunter? Yamikumo was quiet for a second, but then he answered, I know a guy, but the question is if he will help us. He isn't exactly a good guy anymore, but his ideals might be strong enough for him to help us. Make anything you can to recruit him. I will need the names of everyone you bring, so that way the government knows who will help. I need them before a week passes. We have a week to prepare. We will reunite here to talk about the plan and start the trigger assault. Until then, you are all dismissed. Good luck. With those final words, everyone leaves and starts the preparations for this assault recruitment. Attention to all passengers. Next train leaving to Hosu will depart in 10 minutes in the platform 3, thank you. That's what Yamikumo heard through the megaphone from the station. He was already in the train to Hosu. Why? You ask. Since last night reunion with the other vigilantes, they concluded that they needed help for the job they would do in a week. He was currently trying to recruit the only person he knew could help. The problem is that this person is currently in Hosu and it is very likely that he will reject the request for help. The train started moving. He proceeded to check his phone for the hour. Good. By the time the train arrives to Hosu, it will be nighttime, the perfect time to find him. He then proceeds to put on his headphones and listen to music while playing in his phone. Meanwhile, he arrives to Hosu. He then remembered the reaction of Kanoko when he told her about this job. Flashback to this morning. You are doing what? That was Kanoko. She was shocked about what Yamikumo told her. What you heard. I'm going to Hosu tonight to recruit him for help in this job. Yeah, but why are you doing this? It's very dangerous. I know, but it's the right thing to do. Besides, I'm not alone, there's going to be more people in there. I know, and I know you are strong, but that doesn't mean that I can't be worried about you. Don't be. We have the government's permission for quirk usage, and if we succeed, there will be no consequences. If you succeed, but what about you don't? You will be arrested. I'm a minor, I won't be sent to jail. Besides, you worry too much. I'll be fine, you'll see. Fine. I'll trust you, but with one condition. Shoot. When you succeed, you will take me somewhere nice as an apology for worrying me. I promise I will. Now, if you excuse me, I have to prepare for my travel to Hosu. Okay, see you later then. Please come back safe. She said the last part quietly and holding her chest tightly. Yamikumo just turns to her and gives her a warm smile which makes her blush and leaves. He then arrives at home and prepares to go to Hosu. A few hours later he is ready and heads to the train station, but before he has to tell Akane that he needs to go to Hosu. Hey Akane-san, I'm heading to Hosu, see you in a few days. Don't worry, I still have some money. Okay, sure, don't forget your sweater. He then heads to the train station. Flashback end. After remembering that he concentrates on his game without knowing that 2 pair of eyes were watching him. Trigger assault team members. Recruited. 1. Koichi Himawari aka the Crawler. Quirk, Slide and Glide. 2. Kazuho Hanayama aka Pop Step. Quirk, Leap. 3. Aweo Aguro aka Knuckle Duster. Quirk, Quirkless. 4. Yamikumo Adenaji aka Headhunter. Quirk, Pyrotelekinesis. 5. Hanzo Hasashi aka Scorpion. Quirk, Infernal Pyrokinesis. 6. Kwai Lang aka Sub-Zero. Quirk, Cryokinesis. To be recruited. Dossiers. 7. Name. Gender, female. She is an expert hacker. She will be needed to manage team communications, in addition to helping with security cameras and giving an outline of the plans for others. Quirk, Recruiter, the Crawler, Pop Step, and Knuckle Duster. 8. Name. Gender, male. He basically comes with the past member, but his abilities and quirk can't be underrated. Quirk, Recruiter, the Crawler, Pop Step, and Knuckle Duster. 9. Name. Maishirui aka Kitana. Gender, female. From what Scorpion and Sub-Zero said, she is an expert in martial arts and sharp weapons. Her quirk also helps her with her abilities. Quirk, Sharpening Tool. She can add sharpness to any non-living object within a limited size. She can also control those objects mentally. She usually uses it in her fans since those are her primary weapon. Recruiter, Sub-Zero and Scorpion. 10. Name. Tako Fikageras. Gender, male. From what Scorpion and Sub-Zero said, he is strong, but he lacks from combat abilities, but he makes it up for it thanks to his powerful quirk. Quirk, Sand Control. He can control any type of sand. He can also turn his body into sand and control it. Recruiter, Sub-Zero and Scorpion. 11. Name. Sayumi aka 𝗬𝗲𝗏. Gender, genderless, due to her quirk. She identifies herself as a female. From what Scorpion and Sub-Zero said, and despite her appearance, she is a really caring person. Her quirk is weird but strong. Quirk, Wasp Hive. Her body is essentially a wasp hive. She can control telepathically all the wasps that live inside her. Her quirk also makes her genderless since she is a hive, but she identifies herself as a female. She also can fly since she has wasp wing in her back. Recruiter, Sub-Zero and Scorpion. 12. Name. Gender, male. Headhunter didn't tell us much about him besides that he is the only person he knows that could help. Quirk, Recruiter, Headhunter. We are now located in Mizudafu again. To be more precise, we are in a store where an interesting scene was happening. 2 persons were robbing a store. The first one was a man with a refined appearance. He has a slicked back hairdo with a curl at the front and sports a handlebar mustache along with a well-kept, medium-sized beard. His clothes are also quite extravagant, featuring a dark purple jacket with enlarged collars and coattails, a pair of loose, pinstriped pants, and 2 belts. He also wears a pair of cuffs and a woolly scarf. He also has a cane which he uses to walk. The other is a very short young woman with quite a large round head compared to her narrow body. She has raspberry pink hair, which she wears up in 2 high pigtails, wide and thick at the top and thin at the bottom, the ends curved upwards to the sides at her waist, their edges trimmed straight. She has a single bang in the middle of her forehead, swept pointedly to her right, and very large, pointed-down eyes with dark rings on the underside of each, 2 longer eyelashes to each far side, which take up most of her face. Her irises are oval-shaped, pink in color, and each has 2 circles between their small pupils and their rims, giving them a rather hypnotic look. Her outfit is quite elaborate, consisting of a big white bow at her neck, matching the thick gloves she wears, an indigo shirt with large buttons and long, upturned frilly sleeve cuffs, and a pair of white, pinstriped pants which are very poofy, making her legs seem bigger than they are. She sports several heart motifs, such as heart earrings, heart-shaped buckles on the 2 thin, golden belts around her waist, and a wide heart design over the tops of her legs. She also wears dark tights underneath her pants, over which she wears a pair of shiny high-heeled boots. Hands up, everyone, this is an assault. Please put all the money in the bag. Also put all the tea in the bag, too. Hey, La Brava, are you recording this? Yes, gentle, you look so handsome. Good. This is gonna be the best one from all, at least for now. When the employees finish filling the bag, he and her partner exit the store, but the police were already in the place. Hands up, gentle criminal. You are under arrest. This also goes for your partner. I don't think so. This is not the end of my gentle apparitions. After saying this, he grabbed 𝗧𝗵𝗲 and with the help of his quirk, he started jumping far away from the scene. The police were unable to keep up with him. Gentle criminal. Quirk, elasticity. Quirk allows him to bestow the property of elasticity to anything he touches, making it stretchable, bendable, and bouncy. This quirk can affect anything, from the ground to the air itself. Danjuro cannot cancel the effects himself. Instead, the effect wears off on its own after time has passed. By making the air elastic, it becomes a circular invisible membrane that floats in midair, which he can use as trampolines to get around quickly, as shields to deflect his opponent's range attacks or move them around the environment to his advantage. After escaping from the police, they landed on a nearby alley. 𝗧𝗵𝗲, end the recording, prepare the video and publish it. Yes, gentle. They were about to leave, but 3 persons stopped them. I see you haven't changed, gentle, said the big one. A clock, or should I call you Knuckle Duster now? Haha, I see your humor hasn't changed either. It is nice to see you, old friend, but I have to ask. Who are those that are with you? And more important, what do you want? If you promise to listen until the end, I will tell you everything. Okay, go on then. Knuckle Duster then proceeded to introduce the crawler and pop step to gentle. Then he explained everything about the assault to 𝐒𝐻C. I see, but why do you need us? Actually, we need specifically her. Knuckle Duster said, pointing at 𝗧𝗵𝗲, but since we need more people and you are always with her, we will recruit you as well. But why me? Asked 𝗧𝗵𝗲. Well, we need a hacker and you are the only one we know, and you are a damn good one. I saw you hacking into a lot of sites, government included, and you haven't been tracked. I see, but anyway, you're vigilantes and I see that you can have this temporal permission, but what about us? We are criminals. We help you and as a reward they arrest us. Don't worry, we already talked about you with the government. Since you are a low-tier criminal, they are willing to clear your criminal record, hers as well. I guess doing some good stuff is good. Well, I'm in. But I don't know about her. Whatever you do, I'll go with you, gentle, so I guess I'm in too. Answered 𝗧𝗵𝗲. Good. This is the reunion point and date. We'll see you there. Okay. 𝗧𝗵𝗲, prepare the cameras. This our first good video. Oh yeah. I forgot you can't record anything of this. What? Why? It's a dirty job for the government, remember? Fine. Let's go, 𝗧𝗵𝗲. After they leave, the trio was left standing there. Interesting character, am I right? Or am I right? Said Pop Step. Trigger assault team members. Recruited. 1. Koichi Himawari aka the Crawler. Quirk, Slide and Glide. 2. Kazuho Hanayama aka Pop Step. Quirk, Leap. 3. Aweo Aguro aka Knuckle Duster. Quirk, Quirkless. 4. Yamikumo Adenaji aka Headhunter. Quirk, Pyrotelekinesis. 5. Hanzo Hasashi aka Scorpion. Quirk, Infernal Pyrokinesis. 6. Kwai Lang aka Sub-Zero. Quirk, Cryokinesis. 7. Manami Aiba aka 𝗧𝗵𝗲. Quirk, Love. 8. Danjuro Tabita aka Gentle Criminal. Quirk, Elasticity. To be recruited. Dossiers. 9. Name. Maishirenui aka Kitana. Gender, female. From what Scorpion and Sub-Zero said, she is an expert in martial arts and sharp weapons. Her quirk also helps her with her abilities. Quirk, Sharpening Tool. She can add sharpness to any non-living object within a limited size. She can also control those objects mentally. She usually uses it in her fans since those are her primary weapon. Recruiter, Sub-Zero and Scorpion. 10. Name. Takothikageras. Gender, male. From what Scorpion and Sub-Zero said, he is strong, but he lacks from combat abilities, but he makes it up for it thanks to his powerful quirk. Quirk, Sand Control. He can control any type of sand. He can also turn his body into sand and control it. Recruiter, Sub-Zero and Scorpion. 11. Name. Sayumi aka Devora. Gender, genderless, due to her quirk. She identifies herself as a female. From what Scorpion and Sub-Zero said, and despite her appearance, she is a really caring person. Her quirk is weird but strong. Quirk, wasp hive. Her body is essentially a wasp hive. She can control telepathically all the wasps that live inside her. Her quirk also makes her genderless since she is a hive, but she identifies herself as a female. She also can fly since she has wasp wing in her back. Recruiter, Sub-Zero and Scorpion. 12 name, gender male. Headhunter didn't tell us much about him besides that he is the only person he knows that could help. Quirk? Recruiter, Headhunter. A new scene change. Now we are ubicated in a nice house where 3 persons are waiting for someone. Mai Shiranui, Takeo and Sayumi were waiting for their friend and vigilante partners Quiet and Hanzo. Why are they always late? Asked Mai. Just when she finished the question, 2 guys entered the house. Oh look. They are here, said Sayumi. Good you are here. Now tell us about this job you were talking about, said Takeo. First off all hello. Now about this job. Kwai started explaining everything to the trio. And that's why we need your help. Finished explaining Kwai. Okay, let's do it. It's the first time we would be able to be heroes, at least for one night, said Sayumi quickly. That was fast, said Hanzo with a poker face. Yes, my hive is eager to help. Okay, what about you, Takeo? Asked Hanzo. I see you require my help. In that case, I'm honored to help, said Takeo with a slight bow. Sure, I mean everyone is in, so I won't be out, said Mai. Good. This is the reunion point and date. For now, let's prepare for the assault, said Kwai. Trigger assault team members. Recruited. 1. Koichi Himawari aka the Crawler. Quirk, Slide and Glide. 2. Kazuho Hanayama aka Pop Step. Quirk, Leap. 3. Aweo Aguro aka Knuckle Duster. Quirk, Quirkless. 4. Yamikumo Adenagi aka Headhunter. Quirk, Pyrotelekinesis. 5. Hanzo Hasashi aka Scorpion. Quirk, Infernal Pyrokinesis. 6. Kwai Lang aka Sub-Zero. Quirk, Cryokinesis. 7. Manami Iba aka La Brava. Quirk, Love. 8. Danjuro Tabita aka Gentle Criminal. Quirk, Elasticity. 9. Mai Shiranui aka Kitana. Quirk, Sharpening Tool. 10. Takeo aka Garaz. Quirk, Sand Control. 11. Name, Sayumi aka Devora. Quirk, Wasp Hive. To be recruited. Dossiers. 12 name, gender male. Headhunter didn't tell us much about him besides that he is the only person he knows that could help. Quirk? Recruiter, Headhunter. Attention to all passengers, we arrived to Hosu. Yamikumo snapped out from his sleep. Looks like he fell asleep at the train. He quickly composed himself, grabbed his backpack which contained his vigilante outfit. How did he manage to sneak in a katana is a mystery. He then got out the train and went to a safe place to change into his outfit. But he failed to see 2 figures staring at him from the station. So that's the one you are interested in? The tall figure spoke in a tired tone. Yes. I've been watching him for a year now. The small figure spoke. He looked like a small animal. I want him. Do you realize he is a vigilante? Yes. But technically he hadn't broken any law. He never uses his quirk, not even in his vigilante work. Should I go and talk to him? No. Not yet. Let him finish what he has to do, then I will personally talk to him. But I have the sensation that we aren't the only ones that are interested in him. He then looked at the nearest rooftop and saw a muscular figure looking in the same direction where the boy went with a big smile on his face. Fame, money, and girls, those were the reasons of why the pro-hero Wildvine became a hero. He now was chasing a dangerous villain, that way he can climb at the hero's ranking. I know you are here, villain. Show yourself so I can catch you. Before he could react, 4 knives cut him in the legs. He then fell on the floor bleeding. A figure grabbed one of the knives and licked it. At this moment he couldn't move. What did you do? The figure in question is an intimidating, muscular man who walks with a distinct hunch and has a flat, somewhat triangular face without a nose and an extraordinarily long tongue, tainted with numerous small papillae. He has rather long black hair, which he wears in a messy fashion. It would drape over his face if not for his headband and mask, and small red eyes with tiny irises. He sports a dark combat suit, plated with metal armor across his body to holster his weapons. The torso is sleeveless, so he instead wraps his arms in yellow bandages, all the way from just below his shoulders to his wrists. He also wears long black wristbands and a watch on his left arm, and his knees are protected with metal pads, the costume completed by black boots with steel armor. He always dons his signature blood-red scarf and matching headband, as well as the tattered cloth he wears around his face as a mask. Clean this society from fake heroes like you. After this, the figure stabbed him in the head, killing him instantly. This society is dirty with those who only seek money and fame, fake heroes. I shall clean this society and make it better. All the fakes has to die. That's what this society needs, and I am the instrument for that. After this speech, some claps can be heard. The man turned only to see Headhunter clapping at him. I see you now like speeches, Stendall, or should I call you Stain the hero killer now? You. What are you doing here, kid? Normally I wouldn't care about what are you doing, but this time I will need your help. I trained you. You don't need me anymore. As I said, in a normal situation I wouldn't ask for your help, but this isn't a normal situation, so I ask that you please listen to all I have to say. Fine. Speak quick, I have work to do. Thanks. Yamikumo then explained everything about the assault to 𝐒𝐻C to Stain. So what do you say? Look for someone else, I won't help you, I don't care about this. Now if you excuse me, I have some cleaning to do. Come on. You are the only one I can ask for help. If you don't care, at least do it for me, please. For the old times. Stain was silent for a few seconds, but for him were minutes. He remembered that time 3 years ago when he was training Yamikumo. Even if he didn't admit it, he actually enjoyed his time with him. Fine. I will help. But I'll do it for you, and this will be the only time I help you. Understood. Yes. Thank you. Here, this is the reunion place and date. I hope you keep your promise and arrive there. Yeah. Now leave. After this, Yamikumo just leave him alone. He then decided to do some patrolling that night. Trigger Assault Team Members. Recruited. 1. Koichi Himawari aka The Crawler. Quirk, Slide and Glide. 2. Kazuho Hanayama aka Pop Step. Quirk, Leap. 3. Aweo Aguro aka Knuckle Duster. Quirk, Quirkless. 4. Yamikumo Adenagi aka Headhunter. Quirk, Pyrotelekinesis. 5. Hanzo Hasashi aka Scorpion. Quirk, Infernal Pyrokinesis. 6. Kwai Lang aka Sub-Zero. Quirk, Cryokinesis. 7. Manami Iba aka La Brava. Quirk, Love. 8. Danjuro Tabita aka Gentle Criminal. Quirk, Elasticity. 9. My Shiranui aka Kitana. Quirk, Sharpening Tool. 10. Takeo aka Garaz. Quirk, Sand Control. 11. Name, Sayumi aka Devora. Quirk, Wasp Hive. 12. Kaizome Akaguro aka Stain, the Hero Killer. Quirk, Blood Curdle. A week later, Yamikumo was heading at the meeting point. Today was the day. He was prepared and expected the same from the rest. He quickly checked his phone. He saw the message he received from Kanoko. Good luck and please come back alive. You have to be there for me when I become a hero. K3. He only smiled and quickly answered. Don't worry, I will. Why? He then saved his phone and arrived at the meeting point. Everyone was there. He recognized Stain, the Crawler, Pop Step, Knuckle Duster, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero. He also recognized Gentle Criminal and his partner La Brava. He arrived and was introduced to the rest of the vigilantes. The first one was a woman that looked in her early 20s. She sports a blue and black suit with dark gloves and boots. Her hair is held up in a high bun by a mini hairpin and a blue ribbon wrapped around her head. She was Kitana. The other was a female figure. Her physical appearance draws on several insect motifs. Her skin takes the appearance of a yellow chitinous hide with 4 wing/pincers jutting out from her back. The back of her head is adorned with black markings, and her lips are naturally black. On the heels of her feet are what looks like high heel wedges. Her eyes are compound, possessing the same fractured appearance as a fly's eyes. All of her teeth are sharp and pointed, exhibiting possible carnivorous eating habits. She also wears a black top and hood, spiked gauntlets on her arms, armored ringlets on her forearms, and armored shin guards. A single scarab-shaped piece of jewelry with a green-centered gem rests around her neck. She was 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗏. The last one was a dark-skinned male, glowing blue eyes, no hair on his, and has a toned physique. His whole body seems to be attached by pieces. His outfit consisted in simply dark blue jeans and black boots. 2 fingerless gloves with metal plates in the back of his hands. He was shirtless. He was 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗏. There was also a caravan in the road. "Now that we are all here, let's review the plan," said the crawler. "We are dividing into 4 groups. We are lucky this building is located outside of the city. No one will notice the attack. Now Team Infiltration will be 𝗵𝘃𝗏, 𝗏𝗏𝐿, and we will infiltrate the 𝐒𝐻C building and search for the trigger production and destroy it. We will also destroy the recipe." 𝗏𝗏𝐿 and 𝗵𝘃𝗏 nodded. Team Rearguard will be 𝗧𝗵𝗲, 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗏, and 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗏. You will stay in the caravan. 𝗧𝗵𝗲 will hack the security system from the building. She will also handle the information. She is the most important member. 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗏 and 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗏 will stay and defend her in case they discover her location. 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗏 and 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗏 nodded. 𝗧𝗵𝗲 was a little bit nervous. "Don't worry, you'll do it very well," said Gentle to calm her. "Yes," she said with confidence and with a slight blush. Next, Team D1 will be Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Gentle. You will make a distraction attack from the left side of the building. This attack will distract the people inside and will give the Team Infiltration a free window. Gentle, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion nodded. Lastly, Team D2 will be Stain, Headhunter, and Echidna. I'm not gonna lie, yours will be the most difficult. You will do a frontal distraction attack. This will make with this, they will take most of the attention. The problem is that you will be faced by most of the security robots. "Wait, robots?" asked Echidna. "Yes. The company has used a part of their money to make their own security. They built robots, a lot. The problem is that these robots have a self-repair system that makes them harder to defeat. Team D1 and D2 will have to face them. Team Infiltration might also face them if we are discovered, and Team Rearguard will have to face them if they manage to track 𝗧𝗵𝗲. That's why I'm leaving 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗏 and 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗏 with her." "Well, shit." That was Echidna's reaction at this information. "Is everyone ready?" asked the crawler. Everyone nodded. "Good, let's go." "Wait," screamed 𝗵𝘃𝗏. Everyone stared at her. "We need a motivational speech from the leader." Everyone now stared at the crawler. "Okay." He cleared his throat. "For a while we have done good deeds, without asking anything for exchange, no recognition for our actions, even hatred from some. But now is our night. We will demonstrate what we are capable of. We may not all know each other completely, but today we will trust each other. We will work as a team. Together as comrades we will win. Today we will do the right thing, like every day. But this time we will not be vigilantes. We will not be criminals." Everyone had confident smiles. They were motivated to win. Stain, 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗏, 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗏, Echidna, Gentle, 𝗧𝗵𝗲, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Headhunter, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, 𝗵𝘃𝗏𝗏, and the crawler. Tonight we are all heroes. After this speech, everyone got into position. The assault was about to begin. The battle starts. We are located in a place somewhat far from the city, where the trigger production takes place. Each team went to their positions. Team D1 is in position. Team D1, consisting in Gentle, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion, were in the left side of the building, behind the wall that separates them from the building. They were waiting for Team D2 to launch their attack so they can put pressure elsewhere and let the infiltration team have a free way to the building. Good. Team Infiltration is in position. 2 Team Infiltration, consisting in the crawler, 𝗵𝘃𝗏𝗏, and 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, were in the backside of the building ready for the distraction attacks to commence so they can sneak in the building. Team D2 is also ready. Team D2, consisting in Headhunter, Echidna, and Stain, were in the frontal side of the building. They will attack from the front and divert all the attention to them. "Good, 𝗧𝗵𝗲, and tell please," said the crawler. "Yes," said 𝗧𝗵𝗲, part of Rearguard team along with 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗏 and 𝗬𝗏𝗏. She was in charge of managing communications and hacking the security system from the building. They were at a safe distance from the building, but close enough so she can hack into the system. I was able to hack into their systems, no suspicions from them. I disabled their comms so they can't call the police or reinforcements. I also disabled all the security cameras except the ones pointing at Team D1 and D2. Wait. Why? Asked Scorpion. Easy. If I disable all the cameras, they will suspect more, but if I leave yours enabled, they will concentrate only on you. That way they will avoid checking the rest of the cameras and Team Infiltration will have it easier. Asterisk, answered 𝗏𝗏𝗏. Asterisk, I see. Sorry. Asterisk. Asterisk, good work. It looks like everyone is ready. Team D2, begin your attack. Asterisk, ordered the crawler. Understood. Well guys, this is it. I guess it's too late to quit, said 𝗏𝗧𝗏. Yes, it is. Let's go, said Headhunter. He then set his arm on fire and shoot a big fireball against the frontal gate, destroying it in the process. The three then proceed to prepare their weapons. 𝗏𝗏 sharpened her fans, Headhunter drew his katana and ignited his left arm, and Stain drew his own katana and some knives. Charge! Screamed Headhunter. With a battle cry, the trio charged into the front yard. They passed through the door, debris and smoke, and saw a total of 10 robots. The robots were human-shaped, their full body was white and had blue eyes, their structure was thin, and some mechanical parts could be seen through their arms and legs. And the robots' appearance are like the robots from the iRobot film. The robots turned at their direction. The eyes turned red and charged against the trio. 𝗏𝗏 stopped in her tracks and threw her fans against the robots. Meanwhile, Stain and Headhunter keep charging at the robots. When the fans reached the robots, the fans cut in half 4 of them. With her quirk, 𝗏𝗏 controlled her fans and proc to cut into pieces those 4 robots. Then the fans returned at her hand while she was making a pose. And I'll leave the pose at your imagination. Just think of one of 𝗏𝗏's poses from the MK games. 𝗏𝗏. Quirk, sharpening tool. She can add sharpness to any non-living object within a limited size. She can also control those objects mentally. She usually uses it in her fans since those are her primary weapon. Headhunter and Stain arrived and destroyed the other 6, 3 each. Inside the building, the alarm started to make noise. Someone has entered without permission. Sir, the alarm is on. We detected some movement in the front yard, the security chief said to his boss. Someone dares to enter in my building. Fine, pass me the cameras. The chief then played the security video in real time on the boss's screen. I see 3 guys trying to enter my building. They must be here for the trigger. Sir, I recognize one of them. It's the hero killer, Stain. So, it is a villain attack. I don't recognize any other. Must be low-tier villains then. Send more robots to them. I won't let them take the trigger. Activate lethal force in the robots. Nobody has to know what happens here. Yes, sir. The chief started activating more robots and send them to the front yard. Front yard. Team D2. That was easy. It looks like the robots doesn't have a high resistance, said Headhunter. Watch out. At the building entrance. More robots. Warned 𝗏𝗏. Headhunter and Stain turned at the building, and they saw a total of 20 more robots marching against them. But before the trio could charge, they heard some sound. Behind them. They turned at the sound direction and saw the 10 robots that they destroyed completely unharmed and ready to charge at them. So, that must be the famous self-repair system of the robots that Crawler was talking about, said Headhunter. So, 30 against 3. Let's go. The trio started fighting against the robots. Security room. Security guards. Something is off. Why, only 3. Either they are reckless or overconfident. But considering that Stain is with them, I don't think they are. They are planning something. Back part of the building. Team Infiltration. Asterisk Crawler, 𝗏𝗏𝗏 here. I managed to hack into the audio system from the security office. They are starting to suspect. They are thinking that 3 persons can't do this all by themselves. I suggest that you sent Team D1 to attack now. Asterisk. Roger that. Do you hear it? Team D1, begin your attack. Understood, answered Scorpion. Left side of the building. Team D1. You heard the boss. Let's go. Gentle, prepare the ground. Ordered Scorpion. On my way, said Gentle. He then used his quirk on the ground. This way the trio jumped across the wall and entered in the left yard of the building. They saw a total of 5 robots. Quickly Sub-Zero launched a blast of ice while Scorpion shoots some fire at the robots. Sub-Zero. Quirk, cryokinesis. He can create and manipulate ice at his will except for another quirk-generated ice. He also is immune at the cold and can create an ice armor and weapons with his ice and use them. Scorpion. Quirk. Infernal pyrokinesis. He can create and manipulate fire at his will except for another quirk-generated fire. He is immune to the fire and heat. He can bathe his weapons with his fire without damaging them. Normally he uses it with his chain, which he controls masterfully. Security room. Security guards. Sir. Movement detected at the left side of the building, said the chief. The boss then changes the view at the left building camera and saw Team D1 attacking the robots. I see. The frontal attack is a decoy. They are trying to sneak in with another team. Too bad they didn't consider our movement detection system. Send more robots at them. Same instructions. And send more at the front. Yes, sir. He then activated more robots. Left yard. Team D1. The trio saw how the 5 robots they destroyed repair themselves and stand up again. In addition, they saw a total of 30 robots. Well, this is what we signed for. Let's do this, said Sub-Zero. The trio started attacking the robots. 𝗔𝗪𝗏 used his cane to destroy robots. He also uses his quirk to quickly move around the battlefield. Sub-Zero and Scorpion also used it. Scorpion ignited his chain and started destroying robots. Thanks to his chain being surrounded by fire, he can control it with his quirk. Lastly, Sub-Zero created a pair of ice swords and slashed the robots. Front yard. Team D2. This team was okay. They could handle the 30 robots. The problem was the self-repair system. The robots by themselves were easy, but the self-repair system made them annoying. Shit, this isn't good. Look, more robots, said Echidna while slicing 3 robots with her fans. I'm starting to hate this, said Stain while decapitating 1 robot. We destroy 1 robot, but at the same time another finishes its repairs. And now we have 20 more robots coming. I know, but we can't go back now. We need just handle enough time for the rest to complete their tasks. Back part of the building. Team Infiltration. ** Crawler. La Brava here. It worked. They aren't suspecting anything anymore. You are free to enter the building. I also disabled the movement detector so you can move quietly but free. **. Thanks. Okay team, let's go, said the crawler. Then the trio entered the building from a section under renovation. They had to avoid some robots, but thanks to the decoy attacks, the robots quickly left to defend the front and left yards. We are in. La Brava, instructions please. ** Yes. According to the layout of the map, I located the central system where you can erase the trigger formula. Also, you can try and disable the robots, but I don't recommend that. It's encrypted. I'll try to decrypt the data and disable the robots. **. And the production system? **. I haven't located it yet. Try to erase the formula while I find where the production system is. I'll send the location to your phone. **. His phone vibrated. He checked and saw the instructions to reach the central system. I have it. Let's go team. The trio started following the directions. After a few minutes, they opened the door for the room prior to the central system, and what they saw, it shocked them. The room was gigantic. It had hundreds of thousands of robots in it, all of them hanging out of transporting lines. This must be where they saved the inactive robots, or at least one of the places of the building, said Knuckle Duster. What are those? Said Pop Step. The other 2 stopped and saw it where she was pointing. There were 3 robots, different from the rest. First, these ones are big, at least 2.5 meters tall. The robots looked like human skeletons made of metal and looked resistant, and think of the T-800 from Terminator, just without the Schwarzenegger skin. With some luck, we won't be facing these ones, said Pop Step. Front yard. Team D2. The team, after some hard fighting, looked like they were winning. It looks like they are getting slow in their repairs. Also, some of the robots aren't standing up again, said Echidna. Maybe they have a limit on their repairing, said Headhunter. He then turned his communicator on. The robots had limited reparations. Just keep destroying them, and they will eventually stop repairing themselves. ** Yes, we noticed that too. But thanks for the info. We are almost done. When we finish, let's back up Team Infiltration. ** Answered 𝗔𝗪𝗏. Good plan. See you inside. Headhunter out. After he finished informing, a knife passed close to his face, only to destroy 1 robot that was going to attack him from behind. Hey, Don't let your guard down. Remember your training. Scolded Stain while throwing, without looking, a knife at his back where a robot was about to attack him. Security room. Security guard. The boss was mad. How are those guys managing to destroy all his robots? They are supposed to be invincible. Sir, the left attackers are about to finish all the robots. Should I send more at the area? Asked the chief. No. Send one of the prototypes, said the boss. But sir, they aren't ready yet. Forget the paintwork. Send one to the left yard. Yes, sir. Activating robot prototype number 1 inch. System center room. Team infiltration. Done. The formula is erased. 𝗵𝗃𝗏, have you located the production center? Static. Hello? Is everything alright? Maybe it's because we're deep inside the building. Let's get out there and try again. Suggested Knuckle Duster. Yes. Let's do that. They exited the room, and while passing the robot room, one of the big robots landed on its knees. Superhero landing. Its eyes turned red and turned at them. Intruders detected. 𝐹*𝐷𝐭. Well shit. We are so dead. Security room. Security guard. Sir, the prototype detected some intruders. I'll send you the images from the prototype. On the booth screen appeared what the prototype was seeing. They could see Knuckle Duster, Popstep, and the Crawler, with scared faces. Intruders. The attacks, both were decoys. They must be searching for the formula. Chief, make the prototype kill the intruders. Sir, the cameras. Besides the frontal and left ones, the rest aren't working. A hacker. Chief, start tracking the signal that is blocking our systems. Already did, sir. The signal comes from a near place. From a caravan, to be more exact. Send other prototype and some robots there. Send also the third prototype at the left yard. Understood. But what about the front yard? They are about to finish all the robots. After a few seconds of silence, the boss sighed. Send those too. Are you sure? I'm afraid that we don't have any other choice. Do it. Roger that, sir. Sending the prototypes. Safe zone. Team rearguard. Oh no. 𝗧𝗪𝗧, prepare yourselves. They found us. 𝗧𝗪𝗧 and 𝗧𝗪𝗧 stopped the game of poker that they were playing. How much we have? Asked 𝗧𝗪𝗧. Minutes. Roger that. Let's go, 𝗧𝗪𝗧. Finally, my hive is eager for some action. 𝐿𝐴 here. Crawler, do you hear me? Asterisk barely. What's happening? A big robot is chasing us and the other two were activated and they just left the place. Do you have the location of the production center? Asterisk. No. I can't find it. But we have problems. They found us. I'll keep trying, but you have to search for the production center too. Asterisk understood. Crawler out. Asterisk. 𝗧𝗪𝗧. How's the situation? They are here. Don't worry, we'll protect you, said 𝗧𝗪𝗧. In front of the duo were about 30 robots and the prototype. 𝗧𝗪𝗧, take care of the little ones. I'll try to stop the big one. Okay. 𝗧𝗪𝗧 turned his fist into a sand mace and hit the prototype, but to his surprise it didn't do much. The prototype hit him and threw at the ground. 𝗧𝗪𝗧. Quirk, sand control. He can control any type of sand. He can also turn his body into sand and control it. 𝗧𝗪𝗧 started flying and opened her stomach, from which a horde of wasps charged at the robots, destroying them from the insides. She also destroyed other robots with some kicks and punches. 𝗧𝗪𝗧. Quirk, wasp hive. Her body is essentially a wasp hive. She can control telepathically all the wasps that live inside her. Her quirk also makes her genderless since she is a hive, but she identifies herself as a female. She also can fly since she has wasp wing in her back. 𝗧𝗪𝗧 was holding himself against the prototype while his hits aren't doing much. Thanks to his quirk, he can turn his body into sand and avoid getting hurt. He created a wall of sand and slammed the prototype against it, then he punched its face, but it didn't do much besides cracking a little the robot's right eye. This is gonna be hard. Left yard. Team D1. Team D1 finished the robots they were facing. They were about to enter the building. That was easy. Let's go. You heard what 𝗵𝗃𝗏 said. Team Infiltration needs help, said Sub-Zero. Before they could enter, a prototype robot landed in front of them. Enemies detected. Terminate. Oh great, said Scorpion. The robot threw a punch at them which they avoided, but when the punch hit the ground it made a slight big hole in the floor. The robot quickly attacked Sub-Zero, but before he could land a hit on him, Gentle managed to use his quirk in the air between Sub-Zero and the robot and created a barrier. The punch was so hard that broke that barrier. He is strong. Really strong. No one has broken my barriers before, said Gentle with a shocked expression in his face. Snap out. Sub-Zero, let's go, screamed Scorpion. Both friends did a combined attack of fire and ice, shooting some blast at the prototype, but it didn't stop it. We are so 𝐕_𝗏, said Gentle with some sarcasm. Inside the building. Team Infiltration. The trio was hiding from the prototype. Said robot was strong, it was able to resist knuckle-duster punches and pop step kicks. The only thing that handles some damages are Crawler's energy blasts. The Crawler. Quirk, slide and glide. His quirk allows him to slide over plane surfaces by emitting a repelling force from his hands and feet, allowing him to glide just from said surfaces. He can move in any direction, including backwards. He also can produce repulsions through his palms, shoot energy blasts, and create personal force fields. Hop step. Quirk, leap. Her quirk allows her to leap very high. She requires a solid surface to jump from, and the strength of her quirk is decreased if she leaps from a non-solid surface, such as muddy ground. Her quirk can cushion her landing after she leaps, but it won't cushion a normal fall. What do we do now? This thing is unstoppable. Half screamed, half whispered Pop Step. I don't know. We must find the production system. We lost communication with 𝗏𝗏𝗏, so we can't wait for her to find the location, answered the Crawler. Maybe we can try and search it in the central system. I'll distract that thing. You two go and search for it, said Knuckle Duster. What? Are you sure? That thing is really strong, asked a worried Pop Step. There's no other choice, said Knuckle Duster. 𝐒𝐭𝐴, are you looking for me? Screamed at the prototype. The prototype turned at him and then charged a punch. Knuckle Duster managed to stop the punch with both of his hands. He then tackled the prototype to another room. Go. Find the objective. Complete the mission. Go, said Knuckle Duster while resisting the hits from the prototype. Come on, we have to go, said the Crawler. He then grabbed Pop Step's hand and dragged her in direction to the system center. Not so safe zone. Team Rearguard. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 and the prototype were fighting and punching each other. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 was getting tired because he was overusing his quirk. He managed to land some solid hits at the robot, but that wasn't enough. The robot keeps resisting the attacks. The robot grabbed 𝗬𝗏𝗏 in the neck and slammed him into the ground, and before he could punch him in the face, 𝗬𝗏𝗏 clung to the robot's neck from behind and started to hit the robot's head. The robot didn't flinch. Then he grabbed her and threw her away. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 crashed in the side of the caravan. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 turned on his communicator and asked for help. This is 𝗬𝗏𝗏, we need help. Is someone there? Front yard. Team D2. The Team D2 finished destroying all the robots that they were facing, and they just suffer some bruises and minor injuries. We are done. Now let's help the rest. Asterisk, this is 𝗬𝗏𝗏, we need help. Is someone there? Asterisk. After hearing this, 𝗏𝗏𝗏 got worried for her friend. This is Headhunter, we hear you. What do you need? Asterisk, hello? Hello? Asterisk. Shit. Looks like the comms are jammed, said Headhunter. He then saw 𝗏𝗏𝗏's expression and asked her, do you want to go? Yeah, but you will need help, said 𝗏𝗏𝗏. Headhunter grabbed her by the shoulder. I understand, but they are your friends, and they need help. Like the Crawler said, if we lose that team, we lose all the intel. Go. Thank you. After saying this, she went to help Team Rearguard. It seems like now it's just the two of us, huh? Said Headhunter. Now what? Answered Stain. Come on. Team Infiltration needs help. Both went to the door. Headhunter was about to open the door, but suddenly the door was knocked down. He barely managed to avoid the door. Are you okay? Asked Stain, meanwhile standing beside Headhunter and preparing to fight. From the now destroyed door came out two persons. They were two adults which looked familiar to Headhunter. No, that's impossible. How are you two here? said Headhunter with a bit of fear in his voice. Do you know them? Asked Stain. Yes, and I wish I would never see them again. Both adults revealed themselves. They had burn marks on their bodies. That was the last thing that Headhunter needed to confirm his suspicions. They are the Riverdale victory, no matter what. Flashback 10 years ago. Margaret Riverdale, POV. A few days had passed since the Riverdale incident, and now everything is ruined. All the business was destroyed. All the money is lost thanks to the banks closing all our accounts, and everything is thanks to that little bastard Yamikumo and his stupid brother. We barely managed to escape the fire. We will be in search and capture. We must do something. A few months later. We've been searching for that damn kid. We discovered that he survived and that he escaped the orphanage. Our search was fruitless. It looks like he just disappeared. I can't believe we aren't able to find him. He's just a 4-year-old bastard. I yelled in anger. He must have found somewhere to hide, replied Joshua. Well, in that case I suggest we do the same. I'm done living in the streets. Before Joshua could answer, a voice could be heard. In that case, let me help you. Joshua and I turned only to see a suited man looking at us. Who are you? Oh, I asked. Who am I is not important, Mrs. Riverdale. The important thing is me proposition for you. Then spit it out or I'll kill you, I said while activating my quirk. I'm a representative from the QHC Center or Quirk Helping and Consulting Center. You might recognize us from all the help we bring to the people with troubles controlling their quirk. But that's just a cover for our real work. Tell me, have you ever heard about the trigger drug? I've heard something, yes. In that case, you must know that this substance is illegal in Japan. We run in secret the production of this drug and then we sell it at the best buyer. We have won a lot of money, but we need some security, and you are perfect for that job. Even though we have inverted in some security robots, we could use some real security. So, I'm supposed to believe in you? I understand that you suspect me, but I assure you that this is completely true, and this might be your only opportunity. Margaret, listen to him. He isn't lying, I can tell. This is our only chance to exit the streets and be safe from the police and heroes. Joshua commented. I hate when you are right. Fine. We'll work for you. But I must warn you, if you try something funny, I won't hesitate on killing you and everyone that is there. I said threateningly. Good. I assure you that you won't regret your choice. Now please come with me. After this chat, we both followed this man. Flashback end. Front yard. Margaret Riverdale, POV. The boss just called us. We were having a nice sleep, but someone was stupid enough to try and attack this building. We went at the place that was told the front yard, and for our surprise there were only 2 persons in there. One was the hero killer and the other one, even though he hid his face with a face mask, there was something familiar about him. Neutral POV. Yamikumo was in shock. He couldn't believe his eyes. Somehow the Riverdale managed to survive the mansion fire, but they were here. The Riverdale? Like the ones from the Riverdale incident? Asked Stain, taking him out of his thoughts. Exactly those Riverdale, replied Headhunter. I see. You don't have to face them if you don't feel able. I can entertain them, said Stain. He didn't want any weaklings to protect. That won't be necessary. I'm not scared of them anymore. I can fight. Good. Let's go. You take care of the guy. I'll take care of the woman. Yes. Both Yamikumo and Stain drew their own weapons and charged at their own target. Are you ready, Joshua? Asked Margaret. Let's go. Both activated their quirks and charged at their own targets. Joshua versus Headhunter. Joshua charged at Headhunter and prepared a headbutt. Headhunter saw that coming and shot some fire with his hands below him. With this, he propelled himself above Joshua, avoiding the headbutt which cracked the floor. Headhunter blasted some fire at Joshua's back. Joshua didn't flinch. He turned at Headhunter and charged again. This time he was faster and tried to hit Headhunter with multiple punches. Headhunter started dodging the punches. After dodging some punches, the last one managed to hit him. Headhunter recoiled slightly after receiving the blow, but remained standing and started shooting more fireballs at Joshua, which were destroyed by Joshua's punches. Margaret versus Stain. Margaret drew her razor claws and attacked Stain, trying to cut him. Stain himself started counterattacking with his own, both clashing their weapons. Margaret's hits were fast. Even for Stain, he was having troubles blocking Margaret's attacks. Margaret prepared another attack, but with a simple rollout, Stain avoided it, and he was now staring at her back. Seizing the opportunity, Stain tried to attack Margaret's back, only to meet her claws clashing his katana. "We are not the same old geezers we were once. We have been training," said Margaret with a grin in her face. Margaret swinged her claws, which made Stain back down. Stain and Headhunter were back-to-back, prepared for another attack from their targets. "Joshua, change!" screamed Margaret while charging. In an unexpected move, both enemies changed targets. Stain was catched by surprise, and Joshua managed to land a headbutt right in Stain's stomach, throwing him into the air, and with another headbutt launching him into a wall. For his part, Headhunter managed to barely dodge Margaret's slash, but his face mask was ripped from him, exposing his identity to his aggressors. Margaret was staring at the face mask, then Essie turned at Headhunter, only for sadistically smile. Not so safe zone. 𝐒𝐩𝐢𝐳 and 𝗧𝗏𝗏 versus prototype number 2. Fist collide, more specifically 𝐒𝐩𝐳 and the prototype were colliding fists. The prototype had the advantage. It grabbed both of 𝐒𝐩𝐳's fists and was making him back down. Before it could do more, the prototype was hit by 𝗧𝗏𝗏 multiple times while 𝗧𝗏𝗏 was flying. 𝐒𝐻𝐳 took advantage from that and started punching the prototype, with his hands turned in maces, in the face. After the third punch, the robot backed down with his right eye completely smashed. 𝐒𝐻𝐳 was about to hit again, but the prototype grabbed him and smashed him into the ground. After this, it pointed with his fist at 𝗧𝗏𝗏. Then its hand turned into a weapon and started shooting at 𝗧𝗏𝗏. Thanks to her being in the air, she managed to dodge all the blasts until one of them exploded close to her back, burning her wings and making her fall to the floor. The prototype got close to 𝗧𝗏𝗏 and turned its other hand into a blade, but before he could kill her, something hit the robot. It was a fan. The object quickly went back to its owner. Echidna was there. She arrived just in time. She throws her 2 fans again at the robot and started controlling them to hit it multiple times. At the same time, 𝐒𝐻𝐳 and 𝗧𝗏𝗏 regrouped at her side. The fans returned at Echidna. The prototype was staring at them, but in a second it turned at the caravan where 𝗧𝗏𝗏 was and quickly blasted at it, destroying the caravan completely. The first to act was 𝗬𝗏𝗧, he started. Punching multiple times the prototype's arm, the one with the gun, followed by a lot of wasps attacking the robot's left eye. Then Echidna slashed the robot's arm, the same that 𝗬𝗏𝗧 punched, and managed to cut it out, and finally 𝗬𝗏𝗧 punched it again, making the robot fall into the floor. 𝗧𝗏𝗏! Screamed 𝗬𝗏𝗧. "I'm okay," said 𝗧𝗏𝗏. She was close to the destroyed caravan with some scratches, and her clothes were slightly burned. "I jumped through the window before the caravan destruction. I managed to save my laptop. Keep that thing off me while I try to restore the communications." "Okay. Glad that you are okay." "Echidna, you managed to cut its arm off. How did you do it?" asked 𝗧𝗏𝗏. "I don't know. Maybe 𝗬𝗏𝗏's punches weakened its arm enough to cut it. I have a plan. The robot is blind. 𝗬𝗏𝗏's punch it in the stomach. 𝗧𝗏𝗏, it's time for you fatality." Finally. Now. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 started attacking the prototype in the stomach. When the robot was weakened enough, Echidna proceeded to cut open the stomach. 𝗧𝗏𝗏, now. Finish him. 𝗧𝗏𝗏 sent her wasps into the robot's insides. The robot started to convulse. A few seconds later, the wasps spurted out from the robot's eyes and mouth, and the robot finally fell to the ground, completely defeated. "We did it!" cheered 𝗧𝗏𝗏. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 fell to the ground, tired. "What now?" "Let me examine the robot," 𝗧𝗏𝗏 said. "Good job, by the way." 𝗧𝗏𝗏 started to examine the robot and pulled out a thing. "What is that?" asked Echidna. "It's an energy cell. If you calibrate it specifically, you can turn it into a very powerful explosive." "Are you?" 𝗧𝗏𝗏 smiled, "Yes." Left yard. Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Gentle Criminal versus prototype number 3. The trio was attacking the robot with multiple attacks. Sub-Zero was slashing the robot with his ice blades, until one of them nailed in the robot's right arm, which started freezing. Using this, Scorpion rolled up his chain in the arm and managed to rip it from the robot. Then Gentle tackled the robot into the ground. The trio quickly regrouped and started planning. The first to speak was Gentle. "I have a plan. The robot seems to be vulnerable from the inside. Scorpion, I want you to start producing fire. Don't stop until I say. I will compress it with my quirk. This way when I deactivate my quirk it will explode in a giant burst of fire. But I will need you to stop him while I put this in the mouth and the rest you can guess. Sound like a plan, said Scorpion. Then he proceeded to create fire, and Gentle started compressing it. By the time the robot stands up they were ready. Sub-Zero started to freeze the robot's lower body, then Scorpion grabbed its left arm with his chain and pulled. The robot was separated from his lower part. Then Gentle landed on top of it and inserted the ball of fire in the robot's mouth, then jumped away from it and deactivated his quirk. Then the robot exploded in fire. Sub-Zero created an ice wall to protect the trio from the explosion. That wasn't so hard as I expected, said Scorpion. What now? Asked Gentle. Let's regroup with the Team G2. Let's go to the front yard, suggested Sub-Zero. Okay, let's go, said Scorpion. The trio headed to the front yard to regroup with the Team D2. System Center. Knuckle Duster, Pop Step, and the Crawler versus Prototype Number 1. Knuckle Duster was getting beat up by the prototype, but he was giving time to Crawler and Pop Stop so they can find the production center. Did you find it? Asked Pop Step. No. But I managed to do something else. I can get control of some of the other robots. This way we can distract the prototype and save Knuckle Duster, answered the Crawler while watching at the main generator. Nice. Come on, do it already. Not yet. I have a plan to defeat that thing. Let me explain. Knuckle Duster was in the ground. He couldn't continue fighting. He had a broken arm and was bleeding from the mouth and nose. The prototype was about to kill him, but some robots started falling above him. Hey, ugly. Over here, screamed the Crawler from the system center. The prototype destroyed all the robots and followed the Crawler. It entered in the room and saw the Crawler smirking at him. Pop Step now. After screaming that, Pop Step kicked the prototype to the generator. When the prototype hit the generator, it started to electrocute. After a few seconds, the electricity went off and the Crawler blasted some energy at the prototype, and thanks to the electrocution, the prototype was destroyed. It's over, said the Crawler, tired. What do we do now? Asked Pop Step. Let's get Knuckle Duster somewhere safe. Then we can search for the production center. Then both grabbed Knuckle Duster and started heading outside. Front yard. Headhunter and Stain versus Margaret and Joshua. Margaret was staring at the face mask. Then Essie turned at Headhunter only for sadistically smile. Well, look who it is. If isn't little Yamikumo. Time to take revenge. Revenge? What did I do to you? Thanks to you and your bastard brother, our business was destroyed. If only that stupid 𝗧𝗏𝗏 didn't put his nose where he wasn't supposed to. Headhunter was furious. That monster dared to insult his brother. Don't you dare to say his name. You don't have the right to say that name. Screamed Furious. Or what? What are you going to do? Taunted Margaret. Headhunter released a battle cry and charged at Margaret with his katana. He was trying to kill her. Little did he know that was Margaret's intention. Joshua appeared and blocked the slash with his horn, and the katana broke into pieces. Headhunter was shocked by this. The katana he had grown affection of was destroyed. Margaret seized the opportunity and quickly slashed Headhunter in the back with her claws. Finally, Joshua headbutted Headhunter, throwing him several meters. Margaret and Joshua got close to him. He was bleeding from his back, and before they could strike the final blow, Stain appeared from behind with a metal rod and slammed Joshua with that, managing to apart him from Headhunter. Then he kicked Margaret in the face. The kick was strong enough to send her flying away from Headhunter. Headhunter manages to stand up but was hit in the face by Stain. What did I told you about letting your feelings control you in the battle? Scolded Stain. Sorry. They used my brother's death and I got reckless. It won't happen again, said Headhunter, standing up again. We can't continue like this. We have to be creative, otherwise they will kill us. I have something that I have been practicing. I guess is the best time to try it in a real battle. I'll take care of Joshua and this time they won't catch us off guard, said Headhunter with a confident smile in his face. Stain smiled back. This is more like it. Margaret and Joshua charged again, but this time Stain decided to go full strength and Headhunter was more carefully. Stain was easily surpassing Margaret's attempts to hurt him while she was getting madder and madder. Joshua was trying to hit Headhunter, but he was managing to dodge all the attacks. He was getting mad. So he decided to back down and throw a big boulder at Headhunter. He barely dodges it, then Joshua did it again. He threw a big boulder at Headhunter again. This time he wasn't gonna avoid it. "Hey kid, catch this," said Stain, and throw something to Headhunter. Headhunter catched the object that Stain throwed at him. It was a katana. He drew it and quickly slashed the boulder. Surprisingly, the boulder was divided in half. Joshua quickly charged at Headhunter and tried to headbutt him, but Headhunter shot some fire with his hands below him. With this, he propelled himself above Joshua, avoiding the headbutt. Joshua turned at his back thinking that Headhunter was going to land at his back, but there was no one. "Up here, you idiot." Joshua looked above him and saw Headhunter in the air. He was staying in the air with his telekinesis, in addition to having fire in various parts of his body to propel himself into the air and fly. Joshua was shocked, and Headhunter used this to punch him in the face. Thanks to propel himself, the punch was strong enough to send Joshua flying. Stain also managed to send Margaret flying. "So you can fly now?" "Yes. Initially I tried to fly using only my telekinesis, but it was too much for my body to handle, so I used my telekinesis only to suspend myself in the air, then use my fire to propel myself and move in the air. Like a jetpack." "Nice. By the way, what is this katana made of?" "It's made of a rare metal. If you swing this katana with enough strength, you will be able to cut through anything, but at the same time, if you control your strength, you will be able to only hurt others." "Cool." At this moment, the Riverdale were back, both with pissed expressions. "Enough. Joshua, it's time to use it." After saying this, both pulled out a syringe each. "I've been wanting to try this." After this, both injected the substance in their bodies and unleashed a painful scream. "Is that the trigger?" asked Stain. "It looks like. Look, their bodies are changing." Joshua's body started to grow bigger. His minotaur form was getting more muscular, and his horns grew as well. Margaret was growing as well, but only taller. Her body was getting thinner to the point where her bones could be seen through her skin. Her claws got larger and sharper. Both unleashed a brutal scream and charged at Headhunter and Stain. Margaret slashed Stain, but he barely avoided the slash. Joshua tried headbutting Headhunter, but he dodges it by flying with his quirk, and Joshua managed to only hit the floor. But this time the impact was so strong that the floor broke and Joshua and Margaret fell inside the hole and fell on a catwalk. Headhunter and Stain were surprised with what they say below ground. "Is that?" asked Stain. "The production center. This is why 𝗧𝗵𝗲 couldn't find it. It was underground, and probably wasn't in any map," said Headhunter. "Anyway, we have to defeat them. Then we can destroy it," said Stain. Both decided to land on the same catwalk where the Riverdale were. Margaret charged at them, but before she could slash them, a chain engulfed in flames trapped her arm. "It looks like you need help." It was Team D1. Scorpion trapped Margaret. "You handle the big guy while we take care of her," said Scorpion. "Look like a plan." "Thanks, and it's better to kill them. They are suffering from the trigger effects." No problem. Now for you, lady. Get over here," screamed while pulling Margaret up. Team D1 versus triggered Margaret. Margaret was still trapped in, but she charged at Scorpion anyways. Luckily, a barrier stopped her and made her back away. It was gentle. He then trapped her inside more barriers surrounding her. Scorpion retrieved his chain. Then Sub-Zero started freezing inside the barriers, managing to freeze Margaret. Finally, Gentle deactivated his quirk, and Scorpion attacked with his chain, breaking the ice and Margaret into pieces. Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Gentle win. "Fatality," said Scorpion. Stain and Headhunter versus triggered Joshua. Joshua charged at Headhunter. He used his telekinesis to stop him, and with the katana cut Joshua's horns. With this, Stain took advantage of the situation and stabbed Joshua in the shoulder with another sword. Joshua backed away and screamed in pain. With this, Headhunter unleashed a continuous fire blast, like a flamethrower, directly to Joshua, making him back away more until finding the edge of the catwalk. Joshua lost his equilibrium and fell down from the catwalk several meters to his death. "I'll see you in hell," said Stain. "And I hope not seeing you ever again," said Headhunter jokingly. Headhunter and Stain exited the hole only to find Team D1. "So I guess we are done fighting. Just destroy this and we are done," said Scorpion. Yes, we are. The five turned to see Crawler and Pop Step carrying an unconscious knuckle duster and putting HM in the ground. Then the Crawler got closer to the rest. So, this is where the production center was. Underground. Yes. Now, how do we destroy it? Asked Sub-Zero. Everyone turned at the Crawler, only to see him with a poker face. You didn't think about it. Right. Asked Headhunter with a blank face. He didn't, but I have the solution. Everyone turned to see Team Rearguard plus Kitana arriving to the place. Here, take this, said 𝗧𝗵𝗲 while throwing at Headhunter one of the energy cells from the prototype they fought. What is this? It's an energy cell, but I calibrated it to become a powerful explosive. How much power are we talking? Asked Gentle. Enough to blow everything in there, and maybe tear down the building. I see. So, how do we light it? Asked Scorpion. Just blast it with some fire and it will explode, but I recommend staying away from here. So, Scorpion, are you up for some target shooting? Asked Headhunter. Let's do it. After everyone got far enough the building, Headhunter threw the energy cell at the production center. Then he and Scorpion blasted some fire at it. With this, a giant explosion occurred, and the building started to fall, and after a few minutes, everything was destroyed. A few hours later, the police and paramedics arrived. They stared to take care of the wounds of the team. After a few more minutes, the team was cured and Knuckleduster was awake. Then a police officer with a dog head approached them. Hello. My name is Kenji Tsuragame. I'm the police chief, and I'm here not to only congratulate but also thank you for the service you lend us. Woof. Woof. Everyone thought. And we will respect our deal. All of you been granted with a temporal license to operate as heroes, but only for tonight. Also, Gentle and 𝗧𝗵𝗲. Your criminal record is clean. Thank you, officer, said 𝗧𝗵𝗲. And for you, Stain. We obviously can clean all your records, so we will only clean the low crimes you committed, and we will give you a week of grace so you can rest. Whatever, said Stain. Once again, thank you. You can leave now, said Kenji, and then he leaves. Well, I'm out. Don't you ever try to recruit me again or I'll kill you, said Stain while leaving. Wait, said Headhunter. Stain turned to see him. Here you go. Thanks for lending it, said Headhunter while handing Stain his katana back. Stain stared at the katana for a second, only to turn away and start walking. Keep it. I have more of those, and you will need a new one. After this, he disappeared. I guess this is the goodbye. Come on, 𝗧𝗵𝗲. Let's get out of here, said Gentle. He and 𝗧𝗵𝗲 waved for goodbyes and leave. I guess we have to go too, said Scorpion. All the MK characters group waved and started leaving except for Kitana. She approached Headhunter and kissed him in the cheek. It was fun to fight at your side. See you. After this, she left, leaving a blushing Headhunter. Yeah, he got himself together and waved at them. What can I say, said the Crawler. He then grabbed some dirt that was on his clothes and then said, what a night. After this, the rest of the team headed their own way. Fateful meeting. Before we start with the story, I know that you don't read the author notes. It's okay, I understand. You want to read a story, not to talk with a random guy who writes fanfics. But this time I'm begging you to read the author notes, since I have an important question to ask you. The answers will have an important impact in this story, so once again I'm begging you to read the author notes and answer the question. Nothing more to say, let's begin with the story. A few weeks had passed since the 𝐒𝐻C was discovered selling the illegal substance called trigger. A week since the heroes put an end to that. The heroes involved in this assault are still unknown, but we are at the wait, so we can congratulate them. Now into other things new. Yamikumo stopped paying attention to the TV. The government did what they told. Everyone involved in the assault to 𝐒𝐻C was hidden, and no one was mentioned. They also let them go without any warning. He then turned his attention at the person beside him. Kanoko was watching the TV. Yes, Kanoko. Yamikumo was right now at Kanoko's house. Her parents invited him to have a dinner with them. Right now they were watching the TV, but Kanoko's mother started talking. I'm so glad the heroes put a stop to their actions. To think I almost sent my daughter there. At least the heroes saved the day. Yes, the heroes did good, Kanoko said while glancing at Yamikumo, gesture that was unnoticed by her parents. Yes, they did. Well, if you excuse me, I have to go. Thanks for the dinner, said Yamikumo. He then prepared to leave but cringed a little bit. thanks to his scars and his back. "Are you alright, Yamikumo?" asked Kanoko's father. "Just a little accident when helping my parents, but don't worry, it's healed now." "Well, I'll be leaving." Yamikumo then proceeds to leave at the nearby alley and change into his vigilante outfit, already patched up, and started patrolling. It was a calm and quiet night, no crimes nearby. Now Yamikumo was standing at the top of a building staring at the city, but a voice interrupted him. "I see. You are this famous headhunter vigilante that I've been hearing about lately." Yamikumo quickly turned around and saw a very large man with an equally muscular and well-defined physique, his design resembling a typical Western comic book superhero. He has chiseled features on his face with a strong jawline and pronounced cheekbones and bushy eyebrows. He has short blonde hair, swept backwards, with two distinct tufts that stick up above his head, leaning slightly to each side. The most notorious feature was his big smile on his face. Yamikumo recognized him at the instant. All Might. He was shocked. What is All Might doing here? But most importantly, All Might knows him. "What are you doing in here? Didn't you have your agency in the United States?" "Yes, I do, and the answer for your other question is the same reason that I wanted to talk with you, but please, let's go somewhere else, somewhere more private, and don't worry, I won't do anything to you." After this, All Might landed in a nearby alley. "All Might wants to talk with me." "Okay," Yamikumo breath. After calming down, he followed All Might into the alley. "Okay, here we are, All Might, sir. What do you wanted to talk with me?" "Please, young one, just All Might is fine, and for what I want to talk with you, I wanted to ask you, what do you know about my quirk?" "Well, a lot of people call it just superpower since your quirk is a mystery. But wait, if you are asking me this, it must have some kind of secret, am I right?" "He is smart, and based in the information Tsukachi gave me, he is the perfect choice." All Might was surprised by the intelligence this kid has. "Yes, you are right, but before I can tell you, I need you to not tell this to anyone. This also includes what are you going to witness." After this, All Might started to smoke, and then he deflated, shocking Yamikumo with his new appearance. "What the 𝐹*ck? What happened to you? Are you an imposter? Or this has to do with the secret of your quirk?" asked Yamikumo, calmed. Thanks to him being a pragmatic guy, he expected All Might to answer to all his questions. "I can assure you that I am All Might. Now for my appearance, while it helps me to transform my quirk as something else, my actual appearance is thanks to a fight against a very dangerous criminal 4 years ago. You don't have to worry about him. I was severely injured. I lost half of my respiratory organs and all of my stomach, and thanks to that my hero activity is reduced to 3 hours per day," All Might said. He then showed Yamikumo his nasty scar. "Shit, that must had hurt. At least that villain was stopped." "Wait, 4 years ago, are you talking about Toxic Chainsaw?" "No. I asked for the fight to not be public, and with that my actual appearance is also a secret." "Okay, that explains your appearance, but what about your quirk?" "My quirk is called One for All, and I not natural from me. It was handed to me like a torch by my master, and she as well obtained the One for All from another person. That is how One for All works." "So, your quirk not only gives you an impressive speed, strength, and power, it also can be passed from a person to another?" "Yes, you got it all. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because I want you to become my successor." Yamikumo was shocked. All Might wanted him to be his successor. This was a lot to think, but he needed to ask. "Why? Why me? I've been watching you for a while. I also know you participate in the 𝐒𝐭𝐽 assault, and before you ask, I have a police friend that shared the information of this with me. You have the spirit of a real hero. Even if you are a vigilante, you are the word hero in person. I don't have too much time left, that's why I ask you. Yamikumo Adeniji, do you want to become my successor?" "I don't know. Even if I accept, I'm a vigilante, I can't go to a hero school, and with that I can't become a hero. That won't be a problem. You see, I'm going to teach at UA. I can recommend you there, and with my recommendation you have a guaranteed place at UA." Yamikumo remained silent. Is this the right choice? Should he accept? He got a feeling he just hoped he was doing the right thing. "I'm honored, but I have to reject your proposition. I have a feeling that I'm not the one that should have the One for All." "Are you sure? This is a once-in-a-life opportunity for you. Tell you what, I have a proposition for you. We have 12 months until UA's entrance exam. If you can't find someone more worthy than me a month before the exam, I will accept your proposition. I see you have the physical condition to resist the transfer. Fine, I accept your proposition, but I have to ask you to please don't tell this to anyone. My lips are sealed. You don't have to worry. After this conversation, All Might told him his real name Toshinori Yagi, give him his phone in case he changed his mind, and then turn in his muscular form and leave. Yamikumo decided to go back home. He has had enough emotions for today and maybe for a year. 7 months later. 7 months had passed since his conversation with All Might, and he haven't heard anything from him since. Maybe he found someone worthy, or maybe he's waiting for the time limit so he can give the one for all to him. A 15-year-old Yamikumo was now heading home in the train. He spent the day with Kanoko, training and hanging out with. The train arrived at the station near his home, and he started heading home, but midway he noticed a small man with mouse-like features following him. He started to accelerate his steps, but the animal guy did the same. He then decided to enter an alley and hide his presence. The guy entered the alley, and Yamikumo appeared beside him, katana in hand, pointing at the man's neck. Who are you? And why follow me? You have some nice skills. Yamikumo Adenaji. What? How did you know me? I've been observing you for a while now. Yeah, you are not the first person to tell me this. I'm aware of your encounter with All Might, but you don't have to worry, I know all about him and his secrets. Okay, go to the point. Yamikumo said, putting his katana closer to the guy's neck. My name is Nizu and I am the principal of the UA. What about you save your weapon and we have a nice talk? After hearing this, Yamikumo saved his katana and walked in front of the man. What do you want? As I said, I've been watching you for 2 years now. I know your involvement in the 𝐒𝐻 assault. But to keep it short, I want you at UA, said Nizu, shocking Yamikumo in the process. Am I hearing right? Or did you just say that you wanted me at UA? You heard right, Yamikumo-kun, I want you at UA. But why? I am a vigilante, I do illegal stuff, I can't be a hero. Yes, you are, but please can you repeat the law about the vigilantes? Okay, I don't see where we are going, but okay. You are accused from vigilantism by using your quirk for heroics without a license. Again, please. You are accused from vigilantism by using your quirk for heroics without a license. Wait, using a quirk without a license, and I haven't used my quirk in my vigilante work beside the 𝐒𝐻, but I had a special permission from the government. So, that means that you hadn't broke any laws by being a vigilante, interrupted Nizu. That means that you are clear to enter to the UA. But I never went to any school. I don't have any academic record to follow. True, but remember who I am. With a simple special permission from my part, you can enter in my school if you pass the entrance exam, of course. Now, tell me, do you want to assist at the UA and become a hero? Yamikumo couldn't believe it. He was offered another opportunity to accomplish his and his brother's dream. For a second, he could see his brother smiling at him from the distance. This was enough to convince him. Yamikumo smiled widely and said, yes, I would love to attend to UA and become a hero. It is settled then. I'll be waiting for you, said Nizu. Then he started to leave. Wait, can I make a request? Sure. What is it? Asked Nizu. I know that the entrance exam is divided in theoretical and practical. Can I bring my katana for the practical? And if I pass, can I use it in my hero costume? If you don't attack any other examinee, sure. I'll give you a special permission to bring a weapon inside the school. Thank you. After this exchange, Yamikumo headed home with a big smile and some tears in his face. Brother, I made it. I will become a hero. For both of us.